Okay, we're in. There we go. So today, we welcome you back to another Digenet podcast. Today's gonna be a short one
Yeah,
because Raymond's headphones are gonna die eventually. When Raymond's headphones die, we're saying goodnight. There we go.
yeah. I'm sorry, guy. I broke my speakers.
There you go. So yeah, technical difficulties pop along sometimes, but there's always a workaround if you know your tech, right? So
Yeah,
Raymond's speaker doesn't work. So what he was doing is he was coming into Zoom using the using phone audio. But when
yeah.
he did that for this thing, so what ends up happening is that it's also using the mic from the phone audio, which was crap.
Right.
So he's got those headphones in because his speakers are out.
Yep.
So what we did now is, and you'll notice that there's four of us on the call today. Raymond's on there twice. He's on there once using as a Zoom participant on the phone so he can get the audio.
Yep.
He's muted the mic there, and now on his computer, he's on with us and he's using desktop audio. But obviously the speakers are broken, so they're not working. But his mic is. So now we
Right.
have good audio from him, and he can hear us. There we are. Okay, so Raymond, you have topics you want to talk about today.
I had topics. Yeah.
Let's talk about the ones that we haven't discussed yet.
Oh
So we
man.
get something
You,
fresh.
you know what? I felt like I was. I I had to deliver this message. Like that's why I tried to get the whole setup
And
ready.
your setup's looking fly.
I mean, look, it's gonna look better. This is me freestyling right
There
now.
you go. I'm liking it.
But yeah, I just got a new desk. It's gonna be way, 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 way
Do
better.
do me a favor. There is a monitor behind you, right?
Yep.
What's on that monitor? Nothing
I'm
really.
locally.
Put
That's white.
put a previous episode of the Digenet podcast on there in the background so we can see that running.
We can definitely do that.
There we go. We got that look.
Oh, let's see where. Oh, I got a whole bunch of teaching that time. I won't go too deeply about it. Boom, 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 boom. Got an issue. You know, podcast. Go like, comment, and subscribe.
There we go. There's us in the background.
There you go. That's a lot better.
There we are. Yeah, looking good. Okay.
Yeah.
So hit us. So you said you have to. Okay. So what did you have to share with us today?
So there's a there's a myth that we have to just dispel, and the myth is, well, the statement is, whatever you do outside of me doesn't matter. Like we have to stop saying.
I've never heard that before. Whatever you do outside of me doesn't matter. What does that mean?
You never like been to a job or a job interview where you told like the employer said like whatever you do outside of here
Okay.
doesn't.
Okay. So whatever happening outside of you, I mean, like, what you do on your own time is your own time.
That's over.
Why is that over?
That so I, I'm echoing this.
Okay.
I saw my man Mace from the It Is What It Is podcast.
Okay.
He said that he was talking about Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard is a basketball player, and he got like sexual assault charge
Okay.
from like a guy.
Oh. Okay. Oh.
and and he was talking about like the reason why Dwight Howard don't got a job and he's not playing the NBA is because of that. So the whole what you do on your free time doesn't affect me, null and void. Because it does. That's the reason why you ain't got a job, because you caught this a sexual check charge.
Well. Okay. So let's talk about that. So what he did in his free time is criminal. Okay, that's the difference. So let's say what he does in his free time is collect. I don't know. Let's pick something that you can collect that's weird or is kind of gross or is kind of but it's not illegal. Let's say he collects what's let's
What serial killer memorabilia?
no, that's kind of no, that's not that bad. Um, Quentin, what will make you uncomfortable that somebody collected? Quentin is our litmus test for making straight men uncomfortable.
Ladyboy magazines.
Okay, so he collects transgender porn.
Or maybe
Okay,
he goes to transgenders rug and tub.
well that's illegal.
That
We're
is?
not talking about Dwight Howard.
Yeah. You know Dwight Howard is.
Yeah, man. I just read something that he says that he has sex with men, but he's not gay.
Yeah. But that's why he's not in the NBA.
Okay, well
That's what makes him saying.
Armand's expression, he was looking for
Hold
something.
on, I've got it. Okay, what you do in your own time is your own business. Let's say Dwight Howard is gay.
Mhm.
Okay, that's what he does in his own time. He
Yeah.
does men. Okay, that shouldn't really affect his job. Okay, because I mean, okay, are there gay men in the NBA? Out gay men?
Yes.
Out and about, out and proud gay men in
Sure,
the
They
NBA?
somebody
protect him.
What's that?
They don't tell you who's gay. There's a
Really?
lot of speculation who is gay.
But I mean, but there's no what's the word I'm looking for? There's no
There's only been
possible.
one. It was either Jason or Jerron Collins. They were twins. They both played in the NBA, and one of them came out.
okay, so there's only one openly gay NBA player ever. So there are no openly gay players in the NBA.
Yeah, but there are
Really?
gay players in the
Dude,
NBA.
any group of people that big. I mean, like even if it's only a 2% the case. So let's Quentin really quick.
Dwight Howard.
Quentin, check it out. What percentage of the U.S. population is gay?
That's a good question.
I still know the answer. I mean, like it's something like 1 point something or point something. What is it, Quentin?
1% of the population of the U.S. is
I'm
gay.
gonna say that. Yeah.
Why they got all these rights?
I'm going to read this whole thing to you. About 9.3% of U.S. adults identify as LGBTQ as early as 2025, with much higher rates among younger generations, over 20% of Gen X, compared to the older adults, around 2%. While recent surveys group people as LGBTQ plus. Studies from 2023 showed 5.5% of US adults identified as LGBT, with about 2% specifically identifying as gay or lesbian and 5.2 as bisexual, though these figures vary by survey.
Okay, so let's say 5. Okay, because
Mm.
I don't know about you, and I'm gonna get shit for this, but bisexual might as well be gay.
Bisexual is gay.
So that's like gay with choices, right?
We're not gonna make it too difficult. You're just gay.
Okay.
It's all
So
good.
so let's use 5%, right? So if 5% of the population, okay, so when and this is the question. So when they talk about representation, right? So let's
Hmm.
say you have a sitcom, right? And it's set in a city that has a lot of diversity, right? So
Yeah.
there's black folks, Asian folks, Latino folks, white folks, men, women. There's straight and gay people. If you're in a city where the percentages are evenly represented for what they should be, right? That
Hmm.
means that let's call it. So let's actually use their terminologies, right? 2% of the population identifies as gay, right?
Hmm.
So that means that 2% of cast members, if you want a proper representation, 2% of cast members would be gay cast members. Well, not the members themselves, but the characters. 2% of characters would be gay, right?
Hmm.
Whatever percent would be black, right? Whatever percent is white is to match the actual demographic mix, right? That's proper diversity. Unless you have a sitcom or a show set in a predominantly black area. There's no way that you should shoehorn a bunch of white people in the barbershop. It doesn't make any sense, right? I mean, if you
If a whole bunch of white behind people came into the barber
no,
shop,
no, 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 the movie barbershop.
oh
There's no way that the
yeah,
movie barbershop should have like a thirty
black
percent
people,
white cast, because
yeah.
that's not how it really is, right?
I didn't even know white people go to the barber shop.
They don't. Well, not that barbershop, at least. Okay,
They go to
so
Fantastic
and
Sam's.
that's why there's all these weird complaints where you tune into these TV shows, and like there's a whole bunch of gay not cast members, but gay characters,
Yeah.
right? It's like they don't represent the proper percentage,
Yeah,
right? But now let's look at this in terms of the NBA. So if the NBA followed the overall percentage of America, okay, when it comes to like let's just go straight up gay, right? 2% of those players statistically would be gay, right?
yeah.
How many players are in the NBA?
If I had to
Actually, Quinton's looking
guess,
it up.
probably like 300
Quinn, what's the number?
active.
There are typically 450 to 540 plus.
What is 2% of, dude? 2% of 500 players is 100. No wait, it's 10, right?
Yeah.
So there should be, statistically speaking, 10 gay players in the NBA.
Hmm.
Okay, if it was a 5% number, which they're actually throwing banding about here, 25.
Hmm.
No wait, no, that's wrong. 2% is 10.
That's right. You got 25.
5%? Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, 25. Right?
And probably one of those is a star. The other one is bench players.
Yeah. So we know. I mean, so there should be more, right? So as Raymond's saying that they're keeping them under wraps,
Yeah.
right? Um. But that's the thing. So should, you know, that really, I mean, like what they do on their own time is what they do on their own time. It really shouldn't affect their job
Now
necessarily.
look, that wasn't the point. I'm just giving credit to the source material. The
Okay.
reason why I brought that
Okay.
up
Okay. Here he comes.
is because Diddy the Reckoning.
Oh no. Okay. Okay. He's run to Diddy now. Okay.
So Diddy the Reckoning. This
This
is
50
like,
cent, 50 cent argument.
yeah, yeah. This is like this is the new Roots. You remember when like Roots like took over? Like this Diddy the Reckoning. Like, is it 5-part series on Netflix?
Well, it's already
Oh,
out.
wait, hold on, hold on. Oh, I turned it off. And they did it quick. Damn. Oh,
Wait,
let's
is
see
your
if we got
audio
enough
out?
juice. Uh, uh. Dang, that's messed up.
Okay. Mute it.
Wait, hold on.
Okay. Mute your phone audio.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yeah. Your phone audio is not muted, so we're getting them both.
Oh, what about now?
Still not muted yet. Hold on.
You can hear both?
I can mute it from here. Hold on. Okay. Good.
Okay, can you
Yep.
hear both?
I can hear. I can hear. No, I can only hear the real mic now. I can't hear the.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, that's what I didn't do.
I did it
All
for
right.
you. I did it for you. Can you? I can
I
mute
don't
both
know
of
how
yours.
long this is gonna last.
Wait.
But
Charge the other ones.
all right, yeah, you're right. All right. So where was I at?
Okay.
Diddy,
Diddy the
the
Reckoning.
Reckoning. The biggest thing since Roots.
So 50 Cent produced that.
50% produced that, right? And of course, like 50 Cent's a producer. Oh,
Oh no,
dang, it turned it off.
we just
I
lost
can't
you.
hear.
We just lost you on the. What
Let's
happened?
see.
How that die? Oh, he can't hear us.
Dang, that's messed up. Damn. Damn, son. Let's see what happens now. All right, can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, but mute the phone audio.
Dang. No, I can't do that. Why they take it off the amendment?
Hold on, I can mute it for you. I can mute it for you.
No, I don't know why the power just turned off.
No, no, we have to mute the phone audio. Okay,
All
it's
right, there you
muted
go.
now. It's muted now.
But I don't know why the phone just turned off like that.
It has power?
The glasses just turned off. It has power.
Huh, it's weird.
Very weird.
Okay.
I mean, they don't want me to release this message, man. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so
You gotta stop saying that.
okay,
It's
so
like we have to stop
so
saying like what you do on your own time
wait, let's jump back a second. Okay,
before we
so
was
let's
interrupted.
jump back to 50 Cent is after Diddy. So let's for those guys, so educate those of us who do not know. What is this beef between 50 and Diddy?
It's been an ongoing thing. Um, Diddy has said some. I mean, I'm sorry. 50 Cent has said things about Diddy in the public. Diddy has said nothing. 50 alluded that like one day Diddy was like, "Oh, let's go shopping," and 50 Cent took offense to this. This is 50 Cent's story. He said this on the Breakfast Club, but they have some type of internal beef,
But
and
what?
that's why I come to the conclusion because there's things that we didn't know that came into the light once Diddy got the Rico. So Diddy turned 50 Cent's baby mama into a sex slave.
Okay,
So 50 Cent, I mean, started diddling 50 Cent's baby mama.
started Diddying. Okay,
Oh yeah, they started having freak offs. He was paying the rent, all types of stuff.
okay,
We found this out because she was a part of the whole trial.
okay.
You know, people knew that, but it was something that like wasn't out there. Like it was almost like a rumor, but the case solidified it because he was paying the rent and all type, and she had to testify. I think her name was Joy. So it was like I guess it's like I would say it's like a lifetime like game of chess between Diddy and 50 Cent where I don't know who's gonna say checkmate. But this is a point where like 50 is saying check. But Diddy's gonna get out of jail. It's not over. You know what I'm saying? Because Diddy had said check when he took your baby mama. That's why I'm saying what you do in your spare like we gotta stop saying that. Cause he probably said that to his baby mama. What you do outside of me don't matter. No, it did matter. You know what I'm saying? Cause now this guy done turned you into a sex slave, start paying your rent. He probably been around my kid. We got it. Like that's over. Like especially when it comes to baby mamas. Like I was just talking to one of my customers yesterday, right? He walked inside and I was like, "Oh, where your daughter at?" He was like, "Oh, she with her mom. You know, I'm gonna go get her a little bit later." And I was like, "Bro, you don't ever think about just going back with your baby mama?" And he was like, "You know, we just on different paths, you know." And I was like, "Oh, I get it." I was like, "Yeah, I can't do that no more. I'm over that. Like, I gotta be in everything right now. You know what I'm saying?" And
Okay.
because 50 Cent wasn't in everything, his baby mama turned into Diddy's sex slave.
Wait, so does 50 Cent even have a relationship with his baby mama?
He did.
I mean, like, I mean, aside from hello, and I mean, like, aside from
He
that,
had one. Cause I remember this lady and I remember him being with his son at one point in time. We don't know what happened, why they broke up, but it's just like, yo, she broke up and started dating Diddy? That's wild. She could have dated anybody else in the world. There's like we gonna talk about NFL players. So there's all these NFL players. There's all these other people who you could have been freaking off with. You
so
decided to freak off with Diddy.
so this makes some sense to me. So okay, so before Diddy got convicted,
Yeah.
I was seeing some of these crazy AI videos being made with Diddy as a character.
Uh huh.
I think I showed you a couple of them. So
Oh yeah, yeah.
so there's one where, and I don't know. Okay, so it is it's some funny AI. So 50 Cent is Batman. He's he's the Adam West Batman. So So him and Robin are climbing up the side of the building, right? And they get
Hmm.
inside the room, and 50 Cent is the Adam West Batman. I'm not sure who Robin is, okay, but it's
Uh,
another rapper, okay.
Probably
But
Tony
Diddy
Yayo.
is the Diddler,
Yep.
okay. He's the Riddler, but he's the Diddler, right? So he's
He's the
he's dressed
dealer.
up as Adam West Batman Riddler, but he's the Diddler. And they pop in, and they they both start saying shit to each other, right?
Uh,
That the weirdest thing, and then and of course the Diddler is like shooting baby oil at him, right? Quentin, can you pull up a 50 Cent as the Diddler AI video? I mean,
Easton as
Diddy.
Batman and Diddy as the Diddler. Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, 50 Cent as Batman and Diddy as the Riddler AI video. There were more
I
than a
mean,
few of
they
these. There are more than a few of these things.
now in real life, and in the series, Diddy the Reckoning. I gotta say the full thing. Diddy the Reckoning. They talked about the whole baby oil scenario because they interviewed one of his, I would say, male prostitutes.
Okay.
So they interviewed one of the male prostitutes that
Wait. So
used to
has Diddy
come.
has Diddy denied having male prostitutes, or is he just ignoring it and rolling with it?
I mean, Diddy in jail. Like, I mean, he no comment. That's pretty much what he's saying.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So,
But
but so that aspect of it really isn't up for debate. Everybody's talking about that, right? So, I mean, like,
it's not up to the day. It was a whole court case where these people came and testified in a court of law.
okay.
They put their hand on the Bible and swore and did an oath. These people did. And one of the prostitutes was like, "Yo, I had to change my life, man. I had to go testify in federal court over this." Yeah,
Damn.
but they talked about the whole baby oil thing, like pretty much him and the girlfriend Cassie. They would use ecstasy and they will be up for hours. So the whole freak off scenario is like they're having sex like I don't know, I can't say countless of times in like a 48-hour span. And they were going through baby oil. You know what I'm saying? Like
So basically, it was like a room with a bunch of rubber spread on the ground, so the baby oil doesn't soak into the teak.
man, you gotta stay lubricated. You know what I'm saying? Your mind and the drugs are saying one thing, but your body like kind of dry right now. Gotta keep it slippery.
I think Quentin's gonna vomit.
I'm just listening, man. I'm just listening
Yeah,
because I've
man.
heard
Diddy
some
was
of this, but it the 50 Cent documentary has got me curious though, because I hear there's like actual footage of stuff that people shouldn't have gotten, and
yeah.
there was an interview with 50 Cent, and I forgot who he was interviewing with. The lady asked him, "What do you think Sean Combs is gonna think about this?" And he kind of got that little grin.
Oh yeah, he think it's going. I saw that one. He thinks it's gonna be good. But like, I mean, it was good. I watched the whole thing in one day, but
So it's
it
binge worthy.
it was binge worthy. Oh, definitely. You want to watch it because he filed a lawsuit. So pretty much, Diddy paid a videographer to follow him before he got arrested. Like, I think it was like a week before he got arrested. They
Okay.
were counting down the days. They didn't show him getting arrested, but they showed footage of him like inside the hotel room and looking out the window, and you can see the feds on the another building.
And did he paid a videographer to follow him around? Why?
No, this is the thing, because somebody in the documentary came and shed light on this. Diddy always pays videographers.
Oh,
But what happens is Diddy will have this videographer with him, right? And he does this to a lot of people, in which I get. Like, they showed a lot of Diddy shady business tactics in this whole documentary, and we're gonna
okay.
get to that. But one of his shady business tactics is he will have the videographer with him for how many hours are in the week. Say like the way they explained it was like if there's 160 hours in the week, The videographer got the camera on for 140 of them.
Hmm.
And when the videographer sends in the invoice, Diddy don't want to pay the invoice.
Ooh.
So that's what happened in this situation.
So 50 got the footage.
50 went and paid the videographer for the footage because Diddy didn't pay him.
Ah.
It's golden footage.
Okay,
You
so
got footage of him getting dressed. You got videos of him looking at the feds. You got video of him being in the car. Like he went, how can I say it? Like, so Diddy's a person where it's like he just trying to show face, but he don't really like people.
okay.
So he went out to just be out with the people. And then he got in the car like, man, I'm gonna need to take a shower. I'm out here with all these people.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? Like he caught
yeah.
all of that. They caught him like I was just watching somebody react to it on Instagram because it was funny. Like he has this guy dressing him, and he's walking as he's getting dressed.
Okay.
So like as Diddy is walking, this guy's trying to put the chain on him as he's walking, right?
So is the
And he
guy putting
puts
his
the
chains
chain
on
on
him?
him, right? And then he goes in the mirror and was like, I don't need 3 chains. And take this off. And he like the chain. Like it was just like, nigga, why did you even have him do that? Like it was just so like yo, it's one of the things where it was just like God, I think God is just I think God thinks
Oh,
things is funny.
oh my
Just the way
God.
this was set up for 50 Cent to get this footage and display this to us, it was just God sent.
Wait, so basically he looks like he's playing some weird ass version of himself. But it's
No,
real.
he's being himself.
But it's real. I mean, it looks like
It's
some
real.
strange
It's
version of
authentic.
It's
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 real.
authentic.
authentic.
And look,
Oh my God.
Diddy can't
I don't
go and
need three
edit it.
chains.
He gets to like pretty much like these videographers got to turn over to all the footage. 50 Cent was able to take all this footage and the stuff that Diddy would have edited,
Is in
50
it,
Cent gets
left
to
in it.
edit it now.
So essentially, it's one of those. There's green M and M's in this bowl moment, right?
Yup.
Oh damn.
There's a lot of green M&M moments in this
Okay.
thing.
So
You find out
lesson to all those powerful perverts. Pay your videographers.
pay your people because most of everybody who's talking bad about Diddy in this are people he did not pay.
Oh,
He had Kurt Burrows. Kurt Burrows, I've heard of Kurt Burrows for my whole life. And this is the first time I actually seen him. He talks about how he was supposed to be a 25% owner of Bad Boy Entertainment. And Diddy swindled him out of this. He said that like on the original LLC, Diddy didn't put his name on any of the paperwork. He'll put his mom's name on the paperwork.
okay.
So the what pretty much what he will tell Kurt Burrows is because and they talked about this in the documentary. Diddy had a situation where he promoted a party where people died.
Oh,
Like he over promoted the party and it was a stampede and people died. This is something that's noted.
okay.
Like I've read about this. This is no secret. But this is the first time where they talked about it in detail. And Kurt Burrows was like the reason why Diddy wouldn't put himself on the LLCs or anything like that is because he can possibly be sued. So he'll put his mom on there. So in some way, Diddy went and created another LLC without Kurt Burrows on there, where Kurt Burrows, when it was trying to get rid of Kurt Burrows, he was able to get rid of Kurt Burrows.
Dang. Okay.
But Kurt Burrows, he was a very detailed person and he kept records of everything. He kept so good records to where he kind of implicated Diddy in the Tupac murder.
Really?
Tupac, Diddy being a part of the Tupac murder was rumor. It's still a rumor. But Kurt Burrows has like actual like financial evidence where Diddy was paying certain people to go out to Vegas during that day. And he even says it. He was like, I didn't understand why he was sending all these people out there. And now when I think about it,
Hmm.
I was like, oh wow.
Wow. So who plays Diddy in Diddy the Reckoning?
It's Diddy.
It's
It's a
all
documentary.
it's a
I mean,
documentary.
well, there. So it's all footage pieced together.
It's all
So
footage
okay.
of
It's
Diddy.
real
This is
deal.
all public stuff.
So
It's
it's a
This
all
is
legit
real.
document. It was so it's a legit public source documentary.
is a public source documentary.
Oh, for some reason I thought there was some reenactment moments in it.
Oh no, it ain't no
No.
reenactments. This is all real.
This
These are
is video
all
footage that 50 Cent got that is incriminating, that is bad
Wow.
light for Diddy.
yep,
50
and it's
Cent is
all coming from
really
people he had incidents with.
he's really obsessed.
Oh yeah.
You cannot start a beef with 50 Cent.
Well, I mean, shoot,
Ja
he
Rule.
took your baby mama and turned her into a sex slave. You thought I was going to end?
But anybody fighting with 50 Cent is generally gonna lose. Ja
I ain't gonna say
Rule,
they're gonna
anybody.
lose, but it ain't over. It ain't never over when it comes to 50 Cent. 50 Cent was built on beef.
Hot Rob.
Like
Hot Rob.
this is this greatest battle ever. Battling Diddy. I think this is gonna end when one of them die.
Wait, so what have been his other battles?
What
He's
are you
been
talking?
with Ja Rule.
You
He
must don't
fought
know 50 Cent.
50
That's
Cent,
not
Ja
really my
Rule.
thing. Not really my thing.
50
Let's
Cent done battle everybody in the industry. Ja Rule. He destroyed Ja Rule. Fat Joe, Nas, Jadakiss, Rick Ross, Big Meech, like Tierra Marie. Everybody who go up against 50 Cent, it don't matter. Kanye West. Everybody can get it. It doesn't matter.
wait. So it seems to me that 50 Cent has spent more time propagating beef than he has making music.
No, he realized that the beef enhances the music sale. So I'm gonna beef every time I have an album.
He even said that he had said something negative about Chameleonaire in an album on a song, so that Chameleonaire could use it to get his album going positive in more sales.
Yeah.
He said, but Chameleonaire didn't catch it and didn't use it.
Man, he beefed with everybody. Lil Wayne, Dipset,
The game.
everybody. It don't matter.
Wow.
Anybody can get it when it
Floyd
comes to 50.
Mayweather.
Floyd
Floyd,
Mayweather. And they was friends.
Why
he
would
was
you?
like he
Why
was
would
his
you beef
representative
with
or
Floyd
his agent or
Mayweather?
something like that. Because him and Floyd didn't get along eye to eye because Floyd was doing stuff with his money that 50 Cent didn't want him to do because he
Yeah.
wasn't paying 50 Cent right. 50 Cent
Yeah.
wasn't getting paid right, so he's getting upset.
Yeah. That beef ain't gonna die either. If he got a chance to make a documentary about Floyd Mayweather or whatever, he would do it.
So what sort of financial position is 50 Cent in? Is he
Oh,
rolling
dude
or
is
is this?
lucrative. Dude is lucrative.
He's
How
50
many
Cent,
shows
I'm
does
just
he
gonna
have
say it
on
like this.
BET?
Huh?
How many shows does he have on BET? Is it BET that he
What?
has?
It's not BT, it's Stars.
Okay.
He
You got like
has
four?
about three, four.
I think he's got a new one coming too.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Like not only was he one of the most successful rappers of all time, like we're not gonna forget that. Like his first album did like diamond, like it was a big like accomplishment. Everything after that, everything was like multi-platinum or more.
Hmm.
He didn't even release that many albums. I don't think he released any album that wasn't platinum.
Okay.
After that, he transitioned into films. Well, films, TV, pretty much. He hasn't did a movie yet. Well, he did
No,
do a
he's
movie
been an
actually.
actor in movies. See,
Don't forget the apparel
and that's
too.
the reason. Okay, so I'm not really up to date on the world of rap, right?
Uh,
And so that's why I mean, like a lot of other artists have a lot more like radio airplay than he does.
yeah,
Okay, so my only exposure to him, and this is the reason why I didn't know how successful he was, is because as an actor, for the most part, he has not been that successful. I mean, like, and he's in a lot of direct to video stuff. So
oh yeah, yeah,
if you see 50 Cent in a movie, it's not a good movie. It's
yeah.
like,
But him as a producer,
okay,
his TV shows are good. I liked BMF until he started beefing with Big Meech.
so that's
Yeah.
an instance where the beef impacted him negatively.
I ain't gonna say it impacted him negatively. I mean, the season still came out. It didn't do as good, but he can move on and do something else. Like power, like he had to show power. Power was, I ain't gonna say it's a phenomenon, but it was something like that. People have power parties.
Hmm.
I still remember going to a power party and they was singing the intro song. Like people all online, like yo, this person need to go and this person need to die. Like like 50 Cent is really really good when it comes to producing, and Diddy the Reckoning is actually very very good.
Is it?
Yeah, you should watch it, Armand.
Okay.
Like it's on Netflix. It is a very very good
I saw it
documentary.
in the feed. I'm like, did you see when I saw it? I this was crazy. The image that they chose to use, the still image, as
Mhm.
you're scrolling through, I'm looking at it. So Diddy the Reckoning. I didn't realize what it was. I thought it was just some quickly slapped together, um, like reenactment thing. Because the image they use of Diddy didn't look like Diddy that much. I mean, I guess
Uh,
it's like Diddy. It's not Diddy in his prime. So
nah.
I thought that it was an actor playing Diddy. That's what I thought. So I'm
Like
like, I
recently,
well, when it
we
popped,
talked
I'm like,
about.
who's playing Diddy? That's what I thought.
Nah, nah.
It is
Like
Diddy.
recently, we talked about Sting and how he takes royalties.
Yeah, yeah.
So they showed the clip of Diddy performing with Sting after the Notorious B.I.G. had died.
Okay,
And they segued that into, I still think it was kind of blurry because I was listening, but I still kind of don't get it. But it was a controversy where the estate of Biggie had to come out and speak. So Kurt Burrows, like I said, he kept good records, right? He had made a claim that when the Notorious B.I.G. had died, Diddy made the estate, like, of course, pay for the funeral, where he had claimed that he had paid for the funeral.
okay,
But of course, he made the estate pay for the funeral. But I think he said he made it seem like the estate had to pay for the funeral plus they had to pay Diddy
hmm,
because because now that I think about it, like, of course, the estate is supposed to pay for the funeral. You know what I'm saying? That's why they came out and was like, no, we didn't. There was no, foul play involved in this, right? But why they brought that up is because pretty much why Diddy has a lot of gripes with his artists, and it's, at the end of the day, like I understand this is just the hip hop industry. They're going to take advantage of people who can't read, and they're going to take advantage of young people who don't read the contracts. That's just what happens. He took advantage of a lot of people like that,
okay,
and the way he would do it is, okay, he'll sign you, he'll give you advance, and in order for you to recoup your money, you got to pay back all the fees.
okay,
Diddy was a part of the fees,
okay,
so he had a production fee. He also had a fee for him being in the video, so video appearances.
okay,
He had fees for appearing on songs. Um, he had all these fees that they didn't know that he was attaching to the actual like budget. So
okay,
the artists never recouped. They just got their lump sum advance, and they were never recoup because the fees that Diddy would put upon the budget that you had to recoup, you will never be able to recoup because he's charging like 100,000 to appear in your video, and they didn't know this. They thought he was just appearing in the video just to appear in the video.
oh God,
He was appearing in the video just to make proof that I appeared in your video, so you
pay
gotta
you need to
pay.
pay it, dude.
Yeah,
So he really went with some predatory business practices.
super predatory. They in the documentary, there's an artist named Craig Mack. I don't know if you heard the song. It's called "Flavor in Your Ear." Craig Mack, at a point in time, said he was going broke. He was almost going homeless. His wife, like Craig Mack, has died. So this is his wife saying
Okay,
this. They, Craig Mack, of course, has this song on the radio. He popping. "Flavor in Your Ear" is on right now. He goes to Diddy and asks him for some money. He said Diddy put out a big wad of money and only handed him $100 out of the big wad of money.
Oh shoot. That's
So
a,
it's like
Yeah.
you're
Had
hearing all the Diddy stories in
so
this movie.
so the version of Diddy in Get Him to the Greek is kind of real.
Oh no, it's super real. That's you know what? That's the clip I saw today. It's oh this shit didn't age good. Where I remember watching that movie. I was like, cause this is the thing. I'm actually like a hip hop like I ain't gonna say a hip hop head, but I come from the era of like the magazine era. I
Okay.
used to get Double XL, the Source, and the Vibe magazine sent to my house every month. So I always read about these type of things, right? People don't realize that one of the artists that was in the documentary, his name is Mark Curry. He wrote a book about Diddy in like the early 2000s called Dancing with the Devil. It was like people just totally just disregarded that. I remember that. Like he wrote a book called Dancing with the Devil where he talked about all this stuff. And it was like y'all acting surprised 20 years later. Like I like when I watched it, I was like, dang, he about to talk about Dancing with the Devil. He even talked about the book. He just talked about what we already knew.
Hmm. Wow.
And but also, and this is why I think it's brilliant because I think like this ain't over. Diddy's gonna come out, and people who were scared of Diddy, you should be scared because they talked about his PR machine and how the PR machine is still working. You know what I'm saying? Like they talked about how like during the court trials, he had people that were blending in the crowd trying to like persuade the public's perception of this whole thing.
We call them
You know,
shills.
that's why you get people saying free Diddy. Oh, it ain't a crime to be freaky and stuff like that. You
Crime to
know
be
what I'm saying?
freaky.
Like that's why you're getting these type of things because his PR team is actually very, very, very strong. Like think about it. Somebody wrote a book called Dancing with the Devil about Diddy and nobody read it.
Okay, so
And everything you talked about in there was factual.
so considering this, I mean, like, okay, so what are the chances that Diddy ends up doing a Epstein in jail?
I don't think he'll do an
Well,
Epstein,
no, no, no.
but
Remember the thing.
how
When I say doing an Epstein, remember the jury's out as to whether or not Epstein did that to himself. Right? What are the chances of somebody getting to Diddy in jail and making it look like a suicide?
I don't think that's gonna happen. I think Diddy's gonna get out of jail.
Okay.
Diddy's gonna get out of jail and it's on.
Well, no, but this is why I bring it up. Consider this, right?
Mm,
Okay. Um, Speaking from previous work, right?
yeah.
When you get somebody dangerous like that, okay, who has a lot of enemies, right? So if you were one of Diddy's enemies, right, um, would you take that step? It's like he's getting out of jail, and then it's going to be on. Would you choose me? Because if Diddy has taken those steps before himself in the past, right? Wouldn't one of his
Mm.
current enemies decide I'm going to do that before he does?
Nah,
You don't think
I
so?
don't think it. I don't think it's gonna happen
You don't,
unless
you don't think anybody is at that point where they want to take out Diddy?
not really. I think if there's anybody who will take out Diddy, it's the people with the liquor brand because a lot of people speculate this is why Diddy is in jail.
Oh, his so Diddy's liquor brand.
So it wasn't Diddy's liquor brand.
He sued them.
He sued the people who have the liquor brand,
What was it called?
and I think they're
Barack,
called Diageo.
No. Yeah, Diageo. Remember, Ciroc wasn't that
Yeah,
his?
Ciroc.
But
They have the line
that
Ciroc.
wasn't Diddy's liquor brand.
No, he was just a spokesman.
Oh, let's see. Okay, so okay,
Diddy
Diageo.
sued him because he wanted more money.
You can't mess with Diageo. I mean, like messing with Diageo is like that's suicide. Diageo.
Well, that's why he's in jail.
Yeah, I mean, you got to realize what Diageo is. Diageo owns Johnny Walker, right?
They own everything.
The
I mean,
Diageo
they
bought
own.
they bought Casamigos, like that's a
Yeah,
multi billion-dollar global liquor concern. That is
that's why Diddy is a billionaire because he was their main spokesperson. He felt that the contract that they had wasn't good enough, pretty much. Because especially like Ciroc, I'm gonna give it to Diddy on this. He made Ciroc something. We had never seen nobody do that with a liquor brand ever.
but was Ciroc originally Diageo's and they hired Diddy as a spokesperson,
I think it
or
was something like
or
that.
was it a
Yes.
scenario like Clooney? Because because the
No, it wasn't a Clooney scenario where he went and got his own farm and no, it was already a brand. He promoted it
okay, yeah,
and he
yeah,
wanted more.
because
He
Diageo
even
eventually
tried
bought,
like
yeah, because
huh?
Diageo bought Casamigos from Clooney.
Yeah. He tried to make another one called De Leon that they didn't promote the
Wait a
same
second, I've
way.
seen that one, but De Leon's being I saw if I'm not mistaken, I saw a truck for that, and the
Hmm.
guy promoting De Leon, if I might be wrong, was the dude from the guy who owns the beauty and hair products guy, uh, John Paul Mitchell.
Who's John Paul Mitchell?
Quint, am I right?
So hair products, let me see. Hang on.
Yeah, like Google John Paul Mitchell tequila.
Hmm.
Is De Leon tequila?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
look up John Paul Mitchell and tequila, because his real name is not John Paul Mitchell. His name is uh, he owns John Paul Mitchell, but his real name is,
John Paul de Joria.
yeah, that's his real name. Is he involved in De Leon? So look up John Paul de Joria De Leon,
I got him up. I'm looking for the information though.
or look up Jean Paul de Joria tequila. If maybe I'm getting the brand name wrong.
I mean, Diddy had became the spokesperson for a while. They probably removed him and used this other guy. I can see that.
It looks like he's got Patron.
What?
Oh.
No, that's impossible.
You know,
He probably just a
No,
spokesperson.
John Paul de Joria. He's not. That's weird.
Patron Tequila, Paul Mitchell founder John Paul de Joria
Oh.
acquires Waterloo Gin. So it looks like he acquired some, looks like some
Wait, he
type.
founded Patron?
No, no, no. It looks like he bought it. That's what it says. He
Oh.
acquired it. Acquires Waterloo Gin.
No, wait, no, no. But what about Patron? Go back to the Patron statement.
Entrepreneur and philanthropist John Paul de Joria, founder of Patron Tequila and Paul Mitchell Hair Care,
He's a founder of Patron Tequila, so he is the founder of Patron Tequila.
announced the
Mm.
purchase of Waterloo Gin, the first gin brand distilled in Texas. So it looks like he bought something else, liquor wise. And that's the
Okay, they bought it from him.
Well, do a search with his name with tequila afterward. I want to see, because I saw him on. So I saw a delivery truck for some
Mhm.
tequila brand, and he was sitting there barefoot for some reason. I mean, predominantly barefoot. So it almost looked like he was trying to, like, attract people to look at his feet. That's how prominently barefoot he was. And he's sitting there and he's holding this bottle of some sort of tequila. I want to say it's De Leon.
Put them shoes on.
No, I don't see De Leon yet. I see that he later co-founded Bandero Tequila with Jonathan Kendrick and his daughters.
Maybe that's the one. Bandero?
Bandero, Bandero Tequila.
Could be that. Okay. Man, so that dude has more money than we ever thought possible. He's a founder of Patron. I didn't know that.
Yeah, see?
Huh.
I think that's what probably set the diddler off.
The
You got
diddler.
these other people who making more money than me, but they ain't as popular as me.
For
But
for
yeah,
some reason, I can just see him getting into a deep with the wrong person.
he got in deep with
Because, well,
Diageo.
no, because the reality is this about all it takes is one person who's a bit unhinged. And no matter
Hmm.
how, and this is something that we learned during MKK. So part of what we were when you deal when you deal with personal security, one thing that you're taught is that if somebody's willing to go to that level, there's no way you could protect somebody. Right? If somebody's willing to give their life to take somebody out, there's no way you can protect them.
Like a kamikaze type person.
Yeah, I mean, like, just imagine this. Okay, so the only reason why you can protect them is people have self-preservation in their minds, right?
Yeah, the people ain't
Nobody,
trying to die.
people want to get away. You know,
Yeah.
they want to kill you so badly, but they want to get away. That's why
Mm-hmm.
the people who generally are successful are the crazy ones, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like think about it, like people who walk up to somebody heavily guarded, right, and just open fire from point blank range with the knowledge you're not walking away from it, right? Think about this. So like anybody who you've ever seen with like some serious close in protection, right? They walk through crowds of people. They you know they can't keep their principles more than like let's say 15 feet away from a crowd, right? They're walking, right? They want to be seen. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
all it takes is one person in that crowd concealing a really potent explosive device to take that person out. They're going with them,
Yeah.
but you can't stop that. It's impossible, right? Unless, okay, like have you guys seen the Pope Mobile?
Yeah.
See
Right,
through
it's
plexiglass,
more than plexiglass.
bulletproof.
That thing is serious. It's like a tank, right? And if you ever see the Pope in the Pope Mobile, no one's allowed within a certain distance of it,
Mm-hmm.
right? They're really trying. So if you want to keep your guy totally safe, you can't let him get anywhere near crowds.
Right.
Like basically, and it's if you're gonna do that, you might as well use a double. Right? Keep them far enough away. You can. It's so easy to use a Trump double because Trump has such outrageous features to him that you can easily slap somebody in that wild ass wig, super long tie, and make him look like Trump.
Yep.
Right? As
Especially
long
if he
as
ain't speaking during that day.
yeah, as long as he ain't talking, right? He's put him in a Pope mobile, and you'll never know if it's not him or not. If it's him or
I
not,
was
right?
out if I was Donald Trump, I was sending the body double out to like
Yeah,
football games and the UFC and shit.
I send my double. I mean, like, there's so many guys who make a living playing him. They might get one of them, right?
Yep.
But that's the way to keep him safe. Is to actually
Yeah.
not have him go in public, right?
I mean,
So
especially like man, somebody tried to assassinate Trump. We forgot about that one
yeah, that's right. People forget quickly, don't they?
twice.
So I mean, like, Diddy could just. I mean, it could happen. You know, it,
I the only thing with Diddy, I think he learned his lesson. I don't think Diageo. If it is Diageo, right? Remember this is all speculation. But if you had to really narrow it down, it's Diageo. Because who else could get you indicted by the feds? And
well, I
especially
mean,
like
but as you have pointed out, Diddy did that shit.
Diddy did do a lot of that shit, but a lot of it, like, I'm not snitching on you for
Wait,
you having
so
male
so are you saying
prostitutes.
are you saying being freaky is not a crime?
It's freaking is not a crime. Like this dude was hiring male prostitutes to bang his wife. Being a cokehead, I don't agree with it, but it's not a crime.
Wait, so okay. What else? I mean, but did he have involvement himself with the male prostitutes?
No, he wasn't diddling the male
He was
prostitutes.
not.
They didn't say nothing like that,
But
but
wasn't
they
wasn't
were diddling Cassie.
but wasn't he diddling some males?
Um,
That's the accusation.
it's an accusation, but I don't think nothing was proven. I think now, no, the funny thing, they got pictures of him in jail where they like, oh, did he got a girlfriend?
Oh my
Now he
god.
might be he might be diddling something inside the jail, but you know what I'm saying? Like that those are accusations. And if Diddy was diddling somebody and that we didn't know about, that's his business. You know? I mean, but at the end of the day,
Wait,
like
so
I'm
so
going back
so
to my
okay,
original
so
point.
in this moment you're going with for Diddy, like what he does in his own time is his own time.
That's what he do, but I'm not connected to Diddy. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Just think about it. If I was connected to Diddy, I would speak out because now you in jail, and now what am I gonna do? Like think about if I was a videographer. Yeah, I'm gonna sell this stuff to 50 Cent. You went to jail and I was out with you for like 2 weeks. And I didn't get paid. You know, that's what I'm saying.
Wait,
Like, we
is
gotta stop saying that. Yo, it's over. Like, if I ever hear somebody else saying that, I'm stopping it. Like, if I hear somebody, what you doing? I'm even saying that to my coworkers. I'm gonna start grilling my coworkers on what they doing outside of work. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be
wait
like, what happened this weekend? You know what I'm saying? Because if you do something, that means I gotta work extra because of you.
wait. So is 50 Cent in the documentary
No, he's not in the documentary.
at all? He's not in it at all.
No. Because 50
Wow.
Cent don't really play a big role in Diddy's story.
Oh, aside from
But
providing a
well,
sex
besides his
slave.
baby mama, but he ain't gonna talk about that.
Oh wow.
He probably kept that out.
So Quentin, how's a diddler make you feel?
I'm not bothered by him. I don't run in his circle, so he's not gonna run by me. What you do, what you eat, don't make me. But the thing about Raymond's what was it? Whatever you do outside of me, man, that hasn't been true for a long time. That's that
See,
insurance cat at the
man.
baseball game. At what was it at the concert?
Oh no, no,
When
he's not in insurance. Isn't he a some sort of tech dude?
I don't remember. He dated somebody in the office, and they caught all that back. He was
Yeah,
on the
that was his HR head. Talking about ironic.
yeah, see,
and
I never thought
you know
about it
all the
like
people
that.
on the internet that do something wrong, and they say, "Oh, get that guy, dude. You can't
Huh?
do nothing wrong now. They'll have your office. They'll have your boss. They'll have your email. They'll have everything about you within like a week or less.
I'm gonna start pressing my boss. Like, look, what'd you do this weekend? Look, everything you can do affects me, so don't be out here diddling. You,
Quentin, did you ever find the diddler, the
Yeah,
Batman?
man, I had that. I got it. You
Oh
want it?
wait, hold on. Let's. Okay, so I want to take a look at this. So this is an homage. Here we go. Let's do share screen here. Go ahead and Quentin. Don't forget to share the sound. Let's take a look at a 50 Cent and Diddy AI Batman video. That's it. So who's the white guy?
I don't know.
Who is that?
Is it Eminem?
No.
Bring it all the way to the left. Here we go. Okay, go ahead and play it now.
Aye, Diggler, we caught you. The jig is up. Now it's time to go back to Arkham Asylum.
Is it not clocking to you yet?
G,
Wait,
you
stop,
in?
pause it.
Man.
That's Justin Bieber.
Is it?
Yes, it's Justin Bieber. Okay, keep playing
Well.
it. Keep playing it.
And boy wonder. Hey,
Jumping Chillikers
Yeah,
50,
okay.
the diddler's up to his old tricks again.
diddle me this. I glide with ease, I help skin shine. For little ones, I'm just divine. What am I?
Oh no, 50. I think he's really got a stump this time.
Calm your corny ass down. You can't outriddle me. The answer is baby oil.
I thought you'd never ask.
What in the tomfoolery is he up to, 50?
Yeah, I'm trying to see that Johnson and Johnson, if you know what I mean. That would be
The only Johnsons you're gonna be seeing are the ones in prison when you take showers.
that works for me.
Freaking AI.
Holy sardines, 50.
Okay, now I'ma whoop your ass.
Come get you some. I'm a black belt in free Kwando. Yo, take that. Take that, baby. Yeah, take that, Ray J. I mean, Young Miami.
Security, arrest this rapper.
Hands behind your
Wait,
back.
she said she liked my Tootsie Roll. Kanye West and Rick Ross helped me.
Mama Shell, Goat James, Lakers in 5. Sky Bree got that dang boy.
What the hell is that?
I don't even know.
Well, look, it might have been Shannon Sharp.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, he said Lakers in 5. That was his thing.
Lakers in 5.
Lakers in 5. Lakers didn't win
Shannon
shit
Sharp.
that year.
There we go. So that's a 50 Cent Diddy. I'm pretty sure. Okay, so I think Robin was
Yeah, it's Justin Bieber.
just
Yeah.
Yeah, so when I first saw that, I was dying.
Terrible.
The
Terrible.
diddler.
And that was
I
one of the
can't
very
believe
first
it.
things that, I mean, that's one of the earlier AI video creations. Still
Yeah.
pretty good, though.
So wrong.
The Diddler.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
There we go. Oh, my God. Okay. So, Raymond, what else do you want to bring up tonight?
Oh yeah, the athletes, man.
Well,
Like,
I mean, okay. So, I mean, but, okay, we talked about it earlier, but what else? What else you got going on? I mean,
oh, my dog.
oh, that's not okay. What else is on your? What else is on tap? Because you said you had a bunch of stuff.
I think that was just it, man. Like the dog, the $100 million. It was something else. I can't. I'll let it come to me.
So Raymond's saying that there's an athlete there that I guess. Let's go athlete. Let's talk
Hmm.
about this state. Go ahead and tell us a statement.
So $100 million. Well, I'm not gonna just say $100 million. What is it? It's seven, eight, nine figures ain't enough for people nowadays.
Okay. So is that it? Okay? So let's say that if somebody was to come out there and say 7, 8, 9 figures is just not enough nowadays. Okay.
Yeah,
Is that an out of touch statement?
it's very out of
It
touch.
is, right? It's. I mean, there's people who would contradict that.
Very contradict that. I think nine nine figures is more than enough.
Yeah, it's 9 figures is an obscene amount, right? Um, but there are some athletes who are claiming that $100 million contracts ain't gonna cut it. They because they got expenses. They got mouths to feed. You know. Okay, and Raymond's switching over to the headset now.
Yeah.
Okay, so we lost.
All right, I'm not muted, am I?
No, no, we lost it. We
You sound
lost.
okay.
That's some bullshit.
No, no. Remember, there's only three of us now, so the phone went out.
uh,
He's got to reconnect on the phone.
Take that asshole.
He can't hear us. There he goes. He's back.
I'm back.
He's back. Okay. So the insanity is that there are athletes who believe that 7, 8, 9 figures are just not. But they got mouths to feed. They have their entourages to think of. They got and now they say stuff like after taxes takes almost half of it. That in itself is a stupid statement, right?
It is. It's a lot of stupid statement.
If you're making that kind of
Like,
money, you should be able to afford to get a guy who can make sure that half of it's not going to the government.
but
Okay, but that's
see,
just pure stupidity on their part. Okay,
yeah, man. Like all of it is
like where
stupidity.
where else do they say it's going? I mean, like, how come they can't make this money last?
So it's been. It's not just one player. It's been a multitude of player plus agents. So it started with Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston is a quarterback. He's a backup right now, and he plays for the New York Giants. He said that he was letting his family spend $5 million. Oh no, not $5 million. I think it was 500,000 a month.
On
Friends and
what?
fam.
Think about this, okay? How does one spend 500,000 a month? I mean, it sounds like they're doing this without trying. It sounds like they're spending it and they're like the debit card ran out. Come on, what's going on? I mean, like it just sounds crazy.
It's the Beverly Hillbillies. You know,
Yep, it just sounds
struck
insane.
oil.
Okay, so I mean, what's the family spending on? How are they burning that kind of cash? Did they give examples?
He didn't go into examples. He was just saying this is what was happening.
That's just insane.
That was insane. And then what else happened? Well, excuse me. Odell Beckham Jr. He said that, you know, when it comes to after your house, cars, flaunting. The key word was flaunting.
Flaunting. Okay. I wonder what his
$100 million ain't enough.
I wonder what his flaunting budget is
He said he was spending $4 million a year.
on flaunting.
No, just in
Well,
general.
Well, wait a second. If you're spending $4 million a year, how is $100 million not enough? So remember, if you're
Because
spending
they're not
$4
gonna
million,
last you the lifetime.
see, if you're spending $4 million a year, that means $100 million is 25 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
But remember, $100 million for these guys is not a single payday. Some of these
Right.
guys may make more than that.
He
Remember,
said he got. Well, he didn't say he, but he said, say for instance, you get $100 million contract for 5 years.
okay, that's 5 years. Okay,
Right. He was like, it's just not gonna last.
I just can't believe that. That's insane. I mean,
I mean,
okay,
it just shows
I could see it
that
not lasting if you're trying to spend it,
right.
right? If your goal is to blow it in 5 years, you can blow that kind of money. It's possible
I mean, if
if
you're
you're
trying to keep
trying.
up with the diddler,
If you,
I mean, but like you don't have to spend money like that.
you
Like
don't.
we talk about it all the time. The detriment a lot of these people are the hoes in the club.
Yes, yes.
That's it. That is gonna be your downfall each and every time. If you go to the club a lot and you got a lot of hoes,
Hmm.
$100 million ain't gonna last. I get it.
Well, even then, though, I mean, you could make it last. I mean, you just gotta,
You could if you ain't no sucker.
yeah,
Okay, but you have to be intelligent. You can't buy non-creating, non-draining assets like cars and stuff like that and going to the club and spending it on, as you said, hoes.
On the hoes.
That's an unnecessary
ah.
expense bringing anything back.
So Quentin,
Nah,
the
some
word you're
people feel
looking
like
for
it's
is
necessary to have
non-performing
these
assets.
hoes, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Quentin's looking for the word non-performing assets. Okay, so yeah,
She a non-performing asset.
yeah. So I mean, think about it. I mean, like you go out there, and actually, let's talk about that for a second. Not so let's put ourselves in the shoes of somebody who's receiving a payday and needs to make it last,
Mm-hmm.
right? See,
Make it last
$100 million
forever.
payday, dude, I would struggle to not make that last. Okay, $100 million is a lot of money,
Yeah, but you're not
Right.
out there just throwing it away.
but that's the
That's what it
point.
sounds like they're doing, just
But that,
throwing
yeah,
it.
you got to be trying to throw it away to get rid of all
Real,
that money.
real terribly.
Yeah. So if you really think about it, okay, so let's say that you're okay, so let's take that number down to reality, okay? So a number that people nowadays considers not enough. Okay, so there was once upon a time where you could give a person $1 million today
Mhm.
and that would allow them to retire.
Yeah.
Okay, that used to be that way, right? Nowadays,
Mhm.
though, especially if you're young, right? So Raymond, you're the youngest of us. If I gave you $1 million today, right,
Mhm.
you probably couldn't retire.
I'm not gonna retire, and that money may run out, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I would definitely have assets that are lingering from that a million.
Okay, so let's say so if someone was to give Raymond $1 million today, and he treated it okay, so if he was to put that in the bank,
Mm.
okay, and use it for himself, I mean, if that's all he had was $1 million, right, and he was going to be using that for retirement, right, that probably won't last him. Like Raymond's not even 40, right?
Mhm.
That ain't going to last him 40 years.
No.
Okay. Eventually, yeah, I mean, technically it could if he lived a diminished lifestyle, right?
I
But
would live a diminished lifestyle though.
give you $1 million today, okay, you could take that money and parlay that into a much larger fortune.
Right.
Okay, so essentially, you're not going to retire. You're going to get the $1 million and you're going to put it to work for you. So you may retire from working in a restaurant, but
Yeah.
you're now going to, but your new job is growing that million.
Right. I would like if you gave me $1 million today, like this is one thing that I learned through my little adventures, right? You can't stop working.
Mm-hmm.
So I learned that from Scott Storch. Scott Storch had made like $75 million. He said the reason why he went broke It's because he stopped working. He was in the studio. He used to be in the studio. He said he used to be in the studio like 12 hours a day for like 7 days. Well, 5 to 6, 7 days out the week. He said when he stopped doing that, that's when he stopped producing. He stopped making music, and that's when the money ended. So I know you can't stop working. If I got $1 million, of course I wouldn't do frivolous work. I will focus on what we're doing now. I will go so heavy into media to
Yeah.
where hopefully eventually I will break even. But then also, like I said earlier, like I'm a type of person where if I do get lump sums of money, there's something that's gonna linger for that money that becomes an asset. Like, okay, I didn't get it in a full lump sum, but the most I got was during COVID, was like
Okay.
20,000.
Okay.
I have this room from that. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I think you have to have some type of asset, even if a car, if it's a reliable car, it should last out of your $1 million.
Okay. I mean, realistically speaking, because so if I was under 40, right,
Hmm.
and I was given $1 million, so let's say I had nothing, period, nothing at
Hmm.
all, right, and I had a regular everyday 9 to 5 job. I mean,
Hmm.
earning something minor, right? So let's say I was working in a Starbucks, or if I was working any sort of customer service job, right?
Right.
Something making like 50 or less a year.
Hmm.
Actually, significantly less than 50. So it's like 30 or less a year. Okay, maybe even 20 less, right?
Right.
If somebody gave it's okay, so let's pretend also I have the knowledge I have now,
Hmm.
right? If somebody gave me $1 million, okay, if somebody was to give it to me in such a way that that's the money I get to use, right? So in other words, maybe they gave me, but so after all expenses that were attached to that money, I had $1 million left, right?
Hmm.
Okay, what I'd do is I'd stop the work I was doing,
Hmm.
okay, in order to make that $1 million my job.
Right.
Right? My job is now to take that and grow that.
Right.
Right. So a portion of it, I mean, so I divvy it up, and a portion of it would go towards acquiring, and this is why I brought this up. I would acquire certain performing assets.
Right.
Right. So let's say when you acquire some assets, there has to be a benefit in those assets for you in multiple ways. Those assets should earn for you. Okay, that's part of it. They should earn for you. Okay. Another
Hmm.
aspect of it, the acquisition, the asset itself, should give you a tax break. Okay, so if you have a choice of what you can acquire, you acquire those assets that have multiple benefits. So you should acquire something that can provide you with an immediate tax break. Okay, some of those
Hmm.
assets may provide you the tax break over time. Okay, so some assets that you acquire, you can perform either um, special depreciation or bonus depreciation. Okay, to be able to diminish your taxable income in that period. Okay,
Hmm.
that's one possibility. Okay, so that's why sometimes, let's say for example, let's say that you need a break this year because you have taxable income. Okay, you need to
Hmm.
diminish that. So let's say this taxable income is not from the W-2 job, but it's from your operation of your business.
Hmm.
Okay, so your business is running a positive $300,000 positive. Okay, that after everything that you've possibly done to diminish that, you're still up 300 grand that you're going to be paying taxes on. Okay, so you have a choice of how to address that, and there's many ways to address that. Okay, you can acquire equipment. Okay, if you acquire equipment, okay, you can utilize bonus depreciation to take 80% basically of whatever you're acquiring in this, and that's how it is this tax year. And 80% of the acquisition cost is going to be your bonus depreciation. You can help take that income down to zero.
Right.
Because as far as I understand right now, for bonus depreciation, it can take your income to zero but not negative.
Hmm.
Okay, so if you're looking at $300,000 of taxable income, well, you can acquire equipment so that the 80% of whatever you acquire is 300. And they'll take it as zero, which means you own nothing. Okay? That's one way. But the equipment, so let's say you bought a fleet of vehicles in order to do that, right? What's the problem with buying a fleet of vehicles, though? Because there's other choices. You can also buy a number of short-term rentals. Short-term rentals also allows for bonus depreciation. Medium and long-term rental properties don't. Okay? So when you get those kinds of properties, you have to depreciate them over time. Okay? But if you pick up, so what's a short-term rental property? We know it by
Airbnb?
Yes, there you go. So it's kind of like how cotton buds are also called Q-tips, which is a brand name. Short-term rentals, brand name, Airbnb. Okay, so anything you're renting out for, I believe it's a week or less, is considered short-term rentals. Okay, and there's other things you have to be materially involved in the operation, I believe, in order to make it applicable for bonus depreciation. But so if you had a choice, so you needed $300,000 in depreciation to offset your income, what would you do? Would you do vehicles or equipment? Vehicles or equipment. So would you do equipment / vehicles, or would you do short-term rentals? Which one would you rather do? Now with short-term rentals, of course, you're not taking the acquisition costs because the bonus depreciation is not big. Let's say you bought something for let's say you bought an Airbnb in California, an Airbnb property for like $1 million. Okay, you're not going to be able to take 80% on the million, which is 800,000. You're not going to be able to do that. Okay, what you're going to be able to do is you have to do a cost segregation study, and you're going to evaluate the value of the improvements, the land, the structure. The land you can't depreciate. So you can determine the value of the structure, and then that 80% of that you can do bonus depreciation on. Okay, but what would you rather do? Short-term rentals or equipment? Which ones? Compare the two, because you can do both, and you can get that. You can get enough bonus depreciation from either one to offset your taxable income to zero. So both give you the same net result. Oh, Raymond, you lost your Raymond. Oh, he lost his. He doesn't know. In a second, he'll realize. Okay, he's back. Raymond, okay, you're back. For some reason, the headphone clicked out. Okay.
Yeah, it just went mute.
It's okay. So here's the thing. You can either one of them will get you the tax result you want. Okay, but what's the better choice? Okay. The answer to that
I would say the
short-term
rentals.
Okay, it could be short-term rentals. Why? Okay, so Raymond, why would you rather go short-term rental than the equipment / vehicles?
I mean, because eventually, if I had to sell the house, I'll get a better rate on selling the house compared to like a fleet of vehicles.
Why is that?
Depending on the depreciation of the vehicle,
there
depreciation is going to be way, way, way lower.
Okay, so
or higher. I'm sorry.
So there's the thing. Okay, so we are in both cases we're utilizing depreciation to get our break, right? Depreciation's our expense. Okay, but what's crazy about it's this: both of those things, they experience depreciation for tax purposes, right? But do properties actually depreciate like that? They do not.
No.
Appreciate.
Even though technically the house on your lot has an effective life of, let's say, 30 years, are there houses over 27 or 30 years being used still?
Yep.
Yes. The house I sold in Whittier was built in 1950 something. Okay, way beyond the lifespan according to depreciation. Was it still worth like 700 and something thousand? Yes. Right? Houses don't lose money like that. Okay, they actually appreciate.
They generally appreciate.
Okay, yeah, they may decline in value during certain periods of time, but they don't decline because of depreciation. They decline because of the market declines, right?
Yeah.
How about equipment?
The equipment is always going to depreciate.
Equipment actually depreciates.
Yep.
So if you buy 5 short-term rentals and you sell them 5 years from now, you'll get more money for them than you bought them for. Okay? Will you actually sell them? No. You can actually refinance them and hold them. That way the money you get is in the form of a loan that's not taxable. Sell that property, you especially within 5 years, you're going to be hit with short-term capital gains, which is larger than long. So you pay a lot of money in taxes.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather pay the interest on the loans. Okay? The interest on the loans is way less than taxes on the sale. Okay? But if I had purchased equipment and sold it in 5 years, it really will depreciate. I'm never going to get the money back I paid for it. Okay? So yeah, but there are times when equipment purchase may make sense. And what are those times? If you actually need the equipment. Okay? So let's say,
True.
Raymond, let's say that you expand out and then you want to increase the output of your clothing business, right? And you want to get a bunch of like quality presses to make all this stuff, right?
I just did something like that. I went and bought a bigger vinyl cutter.
There you go. And you can use that. You can depreciate that. And actually, it's something that's small. You can just deduct the entire purchase of it. It's small enough that it won't matter.
That's what I'm looking forward to doing at tax time.
But let's say that you've acquired a whole bunch of printing equipment, right? Let's say that you have a factory. So you kit out a factory because you need it, right? And then the acquiring that makes you money. It earns for you and you actually need it at the time. And you get the bonus depreciation on top of that. So it's a win-win. You need it, right? But if you don't need it, you wouldn't acquire it for the purposes of bonus depreciation. You can acquire something that doesn't depreciate. Right? Another instance, right? Let's say vehicles. Let's say that you're in need of a new vehicle. You actually use because your company owns your current vehicle and it's about to fall apart or it gets in an accident. You need a new one. Acquire that new one because you need it anyway. The bonus depreciation can help you out, right? Or you put some real effort into it and figure out that you can assemble a fleet of vehicles for rental purposes. Yes, you'll lose money if you try to sell them as an asset, but you probably never will. You'll rent them out for years and years and years.
Armand, so look, we need to come up with something for my players. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Is there a way to depreciate out?
What?
Is there a way to where you can put a hole on a balance sheet and use it as a depreciating asset?
Employee. She's an employee. What does she do?
Yeah, I mean, could she be an employee?
Okay, here we go. You cannot depreciate them. Okay, so depreciating. But then again, at the same time, okay, so let's.
Could she be a tax write-off?
No. Okay, well, in a way, she's a performing asset. But
she is a performing asset.
But okay. Quentin does not like the direction this is going.
Man, I'm trying to help the players out because I'm like, it got to be some way you should put this bitch on your taxes.
See, you know what's going to happen, Raymond? You and I are poisoned enough that this isn't going to hit us. But Quentin, in this moment, is going to get me too. This is going to come out.
You ain't gonna get me too, Quentin.
Quentin's church is going to see this and excommunicate him.
Oh man, we got him out here trying to find ways to. Yeah, but it's for a good cause.
Okay, so
I hate that these guys go through this.
So let's think about this seriously, okay? Okay. So what you can do is this. So if you want to get benefit out of that, okay? This is what you can do. Okay, so there's a. This is gonna kind of funny. So this is a kind of a rough idea. You can find a way to use them to deposit funds pre-tax, so you don't get taxed on it. Okay, essentially, what you'll do is you will establish them as key employees, right? And you will there's a way to there's something called key man insurance. Okay, so now these policies Okay, so you can open up policies like that that have a investment component, right?
Uh,
So basically, you're going to set up the ability so you'll be the beneficiary of the policy.
right.
So what it is this. So let's pretend that we're your employees, right?
Hmm.
I perform a function that anybody can do.
Right.
Quentin performs a function that only he can do. So he has a skill that without him specifically, the company won't run. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So you would hit Quentin with Keyman Insurance. Okay. So anything happened to him, you as the company would be the one paid. Because if we lost Quentin, this whole thing is done. Right.
Yeah.
So you're the beneficiary of the policy, and I may not be getting this right anymore, but it used to be so that there could be an investment component of it. Okay, so I believe that there's a version of this that you can use, like some form of like an IRA product or something like that, where you can now invest through that with pre-tax dollars. So money put into this thing it doesn't get taxed in the moment. Right. So that's a tax break now. So you are shoving money into the account that he's anchoring. Okay. You're not paying taxes on it in the moment. And later on down the line, okay, you access those funds via a loan. You don't withdraw them, you loan them. Why do we loan ourselves money against an asset versus withdraw?
Oh, because there's interest involved.
No. Loan will have an interest payment. Withdrawing, it doesn't, right?
Right.
So I'll ask you this. It's the same reason why if you have millions of dollars built up in equity in your property, you loan against it instead of selling it. Because you can sell the property and get your money without paying interest. But what do you pay?
Gains.
Well, if you loan against it,
you pay tax.
Right.
Okay. If you loan it, is a loan income?
No.
No. Okay. It's a loan. Is it taxable? No. You pay interest? Yes. But the amount of interest you pay over the course of 30 years is way less. I mean, in the moment is way less than taxes you pay to get it now, right? So if you have money in some form of policy or some form of account, if it's significant enough, you can use it as collateral for a loan. So you loan that money you loan it out, take that, pay interest only on it, right? So now you're able to sock away money without paying and have it diminish your taxable income, and later on take it without paying tax either. Okay, because and it's anchored by the fact that he has a skill that's necessary for the operation. Without him, the company can't operate. And of course, if you're a gentleman of leisure who has a bunch of employees performing duties, right, that without them you wouldn't be able to operate. There you go.
I mean, shoot.
That's the way to do it.
I'm of them, man.
So how many key man policies can I have?
Quite a
As
few.
many as I need?
There's no limit.
Okay.
I believe there's no. I mean, like as long as you have to justify it. You know, why is this person being insured for so much? What I mean, losing them, what would happen to your business, right? You have to justify that.
All right. So I mean, but there is like I guess a legal aspect to it. Well, all of it's legal, but
well, obviously you can't say what they're actually doing.
Yeah, but what if I put her on the payroll as an asset?
This would work in specific counties of Nevada.
Oh yeah, definitely. But once you go, like, what if I go cross country with this girl?
What's that?
What if I went cross country with her?
Well, of course you're gonna say that she performs her duties in that county of Nevada. You know, going cross country to have her perform those duties in other places would be illegal.
Oh, but for tax purposes, this is what she does, and she's employed here.
Yes.
Ah,
it's legal.
See,
remember, we talked about the Epstein thing. Remember, Epstein, the things that he did, if he did them differently and in different places, would not be illegal. Okay, let's talk about the age aspect of what he did. The age
Oh
aspect
yeah,
of
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Done in the right jurisdiction, that's not illegal.
Right.
Okay, so that's one way to address that. Now let's talk about the trafficking aspect of this, right? How okay, what triggered the trafficking aspect of his case?
What's the flights?
He paid for people's travel. People traveled into his jurisdiction and he paid for that travel. How do you
Mm.
how do you not have that happen to you?
They pay for their own
They
travel.
pay for their own travel,
Mm.
right? Okay. And when they arrive there, you can provide them with gifts and then pay for their clothes and do all sorts of stuff, right? But you're not reimbursing their travel.
Mm.
It's like, here you go, baby doll. This is for you to have a good time. You don't say, here you go. This is to reimburse your travel. You know, see, there's a difference in those two things.
Right.
Okay.
But if you have her on your books, that's an asset.
Can a girlfriend fly in from England and stay at your place in LA, be in a couple of your music video shoots, have a good time with you, and she pays her own way here, and then you just give her spending money while she's here? Yeah. Does that make it trafficking? No.
No.
But if you pay for her, if you send her money to pay for her travel, or you paid with your own card for her tickets, and she flew from England, and you're Marilyn Manson, and she stayed with your place, and now she's accusing you of keeping her hostage, and then she says, he flew me in here, he paid for my travel specifically so he can have sex with me, right? Now it's trafficking.
Wow. It's a dirty game, Armand.
Yeah. See,
I'm trying to help the players out, though.
if you do things in the right places and in the right ways, you're doing nothing wrong. I mean, you're doing nothing illegal. We're not here to talk about right and wrong, right? Because in the right and wrong talk, anybody can be right, anybody can be wrong. It's all about where you stand on these issues, right?
Look, to be right, because there ain't no right and wrong what we talking about. Ain't no right and wrong right
There's
now.
legal and illegal.
But to be completely right, you should not have sex before you're married and get you a wife. And then you probably wouldn't lose all this money, big dog, unless she divorces you. But the way we talking about is because half of these people don't want to do this, don't want to get married, whereas I have some hoes, and these hoes is draining them. And they need to use them as tax write-offs.
Yeah. Now, of course, if you are the brother of the King of England, you're probably right, wrong, legal or illegal. You probably shouldn't do stuff like this. Period.
You definitely shouldn't do this
because you're just gonna get tried in the court of public opinion, and your brother's gonna have to cut your ass off, take away your princedom.
What you did on your spare time affected us, big dog.
Yes.
Straight up, it affected the whole kingdom.
If you're a public figure, just keep it in your pants. Okay.
I mean, but most of these players is public figures. To be honest with you, like I mean, they not the prince and kings of England, but on the gram, they somebody.
Let's talk about Robert Kraft for a second.
This
one gets me. Okay, so you're a multi-billionaire. What was Kraft own? He owns the Patriots, right?
Yeah, he owns the Patriots. I mean, with a name like Kraft, I thought he owned Kraft
cheese, right? So you're a multi-billionaire. You own the Patriots. You're a pretty famous person too. Why in the hell are you getting busted in a Florida rub and tug? That always
because I heard it was cracking.
That confused me. I mean, how did he get?
He probably drove there himself.
How did he get caught up in massage parlor sting? Why does
somebody
a guy
told him
that?
It was cracking, Armand?
It makes no sense to me.
Somebody told him that's the one you should go to, and somebody recognized him, and he wasn't expecting them to
think about it. Okay, so let's say that not that you're Robert Kraft. Let's say that you have Robert Kraft's money. Okay, would you go to a public massage parlor for that?
No.
With that kind of money, why wouldn't you just vet people and have them brought to you?
I'll vet people, have them
on
brought
an
to me
island
and make them my
in a jurisdiction where that's legal. I mean, if a person with that much to lose, okay, a person with that much to lose, why would you do that, right? If you have that predilection, if you want to do that, dude, you got the money. Go somewhere where that's not a crime.
Yeah,
And when you're there, do it very privately. Right? I don't understand. Dude, why would a guy with money like that do something that any regular person, it just makes no sense to me.
Like Armand, it ain't supposed to make sense. Like I hate to say it like that, but it just because even think about this. Like think about Deshaun Watson. You heard Deshaun Watson? He
Nuh-uh.
had multiple of those women and those parlors come out and accuse him of sexual assault. Multiple. Like it was like more than 20.
Wow.
And I thought to myself, if you were going there and you needed treatment, because I mean, of course, like I guess he was doing this to help him something physically. You know what I'm saying? Why not just find somebody to just come to the crib and do this?
Yeah.
But also, you know what? And this is a thing. There's not a lot of pimps anymore that you can trust. You know what I'm saying? I use the word pimp because I'm out of lack for words, but there's not a lot of people who can connect you like that. You know
Wait,
what I'm
how?
saying? Like there's nobody where you can just go and you'd be like, I need a rub and tug. Like it's nobody like me. We'd be like, Ray, I need a rub and tug. I'll be like, oh, I got Shelly, I got her, I got Derek. Yeah, you want a rub and tug? I'll send her to your house.
Dude, there was a time. I mean, okay, do you know? Okay, so do you know who was a back in the day? You know who was a pimp you could trust?
Oh,
Heidi Fleiss.
I've heard this name before, but
Yep, I met her.
the madam, right?
Yep, the
Hollywood.
Hollywood Madam. Okay,
Yeah.
you could trust her. Okay, Charlie Sheen. See, the only reason that she got busted was because of Charlie Sheen.
Oh, when he went on the winning era.
No, no, before that, years before that. Okay, so when I met Heidi Fleiss, I was in my 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and she was already notorious as the Hollywood Madam
Oh wow.
because all this. When did it come out? I mean, what caused that to come out? Who there's like somebody had gone on. There was a trial and she was dragged into it. You know, actually, it wasn't Charlie Sheen's fault. I have to remember the circumstances. Charlie Sheen got dragged into it too. Because she got dragged into court for something else, and her records, her book, was exposed. She was forced.
Violated methamphetamines.
What was that?
She got charged for methamphetamines. She got brought in.
Oh, she got brought in. It was her own fault. She brought in for like and in the process, they got a hold of her little black book, right? And all these names were, and like Charlie Sheen was just everywhere in that. He was just he was everywhere, right? Okay. Yeah, she supplied entertainment to the biggest names in Hollywood. So when I met her, this had all happened already. I don't know if she did time. Did she do time? Does it say she did time?
Let me check.
You know what? Just because I saw my life going down that route. I wasn't going to become a madam, but pimping. And I remember I said to myself, my name is Raylo. Like that fits like
That
a
fits.
pimp type name.
It's
And
like-
I was running in circles where that could have worked.
You know,
I remember
that-
I had a girl where one of my friends offered me $1,500 for her.
That
And
name feels good for that. It's almost like
it
Gator.
felt good for
It's
that,
like
right?
Gator, right?
But you know what it was? I had and I still have this like vision of me getting arrested and like having the handcuffs on me and everything and having to cover my face to where it's like, yeah, you don't want to be that Raylo. You know what I'm saying?
Did you have a leather cap or did you have the
I had a
zebra?
hoodie on. I had a hoodie on and I was just like, yeah.
I can see. I can see you with like the hoodie draped over the cuffs so people can't see it. And then you hold
Yeah,
your
yeah,
fist.
something like that. Yeah.
Classic.
And
The
I was like, you
classic
don't want to
move.
be that Raylo, man.
Classic move.
You're
Yeah.
like, you gotta redefine yourself.
Hey,
Excellent.
now your girl Heidi Fleiss was sentenced to 37 months in prison and served 20 months.
What year did she get out?
You served like 3 years? Damn.
1998.
No, it couldn't have been.
She was
Pimping in
released
prison.
to a halfway house November 19th, 1998.
Wait, so when did you go in?
When did she go in? 96.
Okay, so I met her before she went in. Okay, so I must have met her during the trial. Okay, so this is funny. So, okay, so this happened during my short-lived Hollywood phase. Okay, that we'll get into that sometime else. Okay, so I was running with that crowd, and one of the guys I knew, I wonder if he's still around. Cool guy. His name was they called him Scotty. Okay, his last name was Scott. Okay, I'll get his details. Black dude who was like he was part black, part Native American. He had this certain look. He had this crazy. His hair was all gray and it was long. So it was a black dude with like this gray ponytail. Okay, a little bit like a curlier ponytail. Okay, and the dude was taller than me. Older guy, ready but good looking dude. I mean, like he was a Hollywood dude. He was a bit of a shaman. Okay, so he was doing spiritual work for a whole bunch of folks working out there at the time, right? So I met a bunch of folks through him, people who now that I look back, and we kind of iffy, right? So I was with that dude, and we were at 3rd Street Promenade in Santa Monica, right? And Heidi Fleiss at that time owned a lingerie store there.
Oh.
So we're walking by, and all of a sudden you hear her yelling, "Scotty!" And we looked over, and it's freaking Heidi Fleiss. So I went into the store for a bit, and she had models, and I was in there for a good like hour or two talking with her. They were talking about stuff, so she was talking to me. So it was a fun time. She's a nice lady. Okay, but yeah, so that's my time with the Hollywood Madam. It was a funny and strange time. It was I would do it again. It was fun.
Like
The whole
living
time
in LA, you're gonna have Hollywood moments.
Yeah,
I have Hollywood moments. Hollywood moments is fun.
I had a horrifying Hollywood moment with Steven Seagal.
You met him?
Yeah, twice. Okay,
Oh, wow.
Both times were just kind of off. There's a store once again, dude. I spent a lot of time in Santa Monica 3rd Street Promenade. Okay, there's a store there. It's a toy store. I think it's called the Puzzles something. I can't remember, but they were having a fundraiser, and for some reason, so a bunch of Hollywood folks. So this is back when Seagal had a career. So he was not yet he was actually doing movies. He wasn't a pariah at this time. Okay, but the dude plays guitar.
Really?
Yeah. And somehow at this event, they had him playing like flamenco guitar. And so he was, I got a picture somewhere. It's a real picture because remember back then there were no cell phones. It's a real picture. And it's him in like a flamenco style outfit, big poofy sleeves. And he's got the guitar and everything. And so it's me, him, Scotty, and somebody else. We're posing together at this fundraiser. And before that, I met him at a script pitch at Warner Brothers, I think it was, or was it Disney? And he was upset. This is a crazy story. He was pissed that because he was still a decent star at the time. He was pissed that someone else was getting more attention than him.
Oh.
Okay. Do you guys remember years ago? Some dude had doused his kid with gasoline and lit him on fire on a mattress. Does that ring a bell? Okay, so some dude had lit his kid on fire. Okay, the kid survived, really badly scarred. I mean, we're talking like really badly scarred. Okay, and so this kid was coming out to tell his story. And so I guess maybe he needed money or something. And so the news was he was going to go see his father for the first time. I think this has been more than 10 years since he'd been burned. He was going to go visit his father in prison to ask why. Right. And so it was, I mean, like when he announced that, the tabloids were, I mean, the news and the tabloid news were capping out on his lawn and all this shit. He didn't realize he wanted the press, but he didn't want that. And so he was going in to try to talk to somebody about a script to sell his story. And so somehow I was in on that meeting, right? So someone I knew was the one bringing it in, and so we were there like in the commissary of this studio. I think it was either Warner or Disney, and freaking Seagal was there, right? And he was part of the group of people who was going to try to produce it. Okay?
Oh.
And people were coming up, and this kid was in disguise. He looked like Michael Jackson. I swear to God, when he walked in, he had a big ass hat on, dark sunglasses. He had a wig. He was in disguise because he had to leave the house and not be wrecked. And so people were walking up to the table where we were at, and Seagal thought they were coming there to shake his hand. No, they were there to shake the kid's hand and tell him how brave he was. It completely ignored Seagal. Seagal was pissed. He was pissed that this kid was stealing his thunder.
David Rothenberg.
Is that his name? Okay. Is he dead or is he still alive?
Don't know. Let me look.
Yeah, so that is that kid.
No, he died.
When?
July 15, 2018.
Really?
And I remember it. I remember when you said it, he was on TV a lot. I remember that.
Wait, how old was he when he died?
Let's see. He was born June 18th, 76. Died in...
Jeez, so he's only 6 years younger than me. Dude, with the scarring was so bad you couldn't even tell if it was a guy or a girl. It was that bad. It was bad. What did he die from? Complications from his injuries? Well, I mean, like,
let's see.
Yeah, but could you imagine how petty a person must be that they were upset that this person's getting more attention and he's like all burnt and it was bad. It was.
Well,
It happens.
That's shitty. I can't even put it no other way.
You should. I mean, most people don't prepare for that, but you should prepare for that as a celebrity. I mean, my most memorable situation was John Hamm. This is his name, John Hamm. He was
Mad Men.
Yeah, from Mad Men. This is before I seen Mad Men because Mad Men became my favorite show.
I like that guy.
I met him at like a movie premiere, and I was like, "Oh, you in the movie?" And he stared at me. He was like, "You don't know who I am?" I was like, "No." He just smiled. He was like, "Okay." And I like months later, that's when Mad Men became my favorite show. I was like, I can't believe I met that guy.
And he just walked it off.
Yeah, just walked it off. Because he like the reason why I remember him, he's such a memorable person. Like I remember seeing him. He looked different. You know what I'm saying? So when I seen him in the show, I'm like, that was him. No wonder he was like, you don't know who I am.
He seems like a funny guy.
I mean, he was cool about it. Like he was super cool about it. And you already know me. I'm ignorantly blunt. Like that was one of the more ignorant moments that I had. There was a ton. It was a ton of people out there too that day, but him particular because it was like it was before he got to walk on to the red carpet.
Okay.
So it was like it wasn't that many people there, and we was able to chop it up with him.
What was the premiere for? Do you remember?
I forgot. Like it was.
Was he in it or was he?
It was for a film festival.
Okay.
So it was tons of films going on there, and it was like the first day of the film festival.
Yeah, when you live in LA, you're gonna have these moments. It happens.
Living in LA, you're gonna meet tons of people. You're gonna run into people, and you're not gonna recognize who they are.
Yeah, I mean, in that time, so I guess technically, we were trying to produce stuff. So we were technically producers.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is like, you can call, I mean, you don't have to have produced something to be a producer. You could be trying to produce something and you're a producer. Right.
True.
My whole thing was I brought some folks into the mix who could provide some capital. Right.
Right.
And so so we didn't produce shit though. I mean, like, I must have sat in on a good 15 to 20 different meetings at the different studios.
Yeah.
Met a lot of real people. Had fun, a lot of fun. Did a lot of good cigar parties. I mean, it was a good time, right?
Right.
But really, all it was a good time. We didn't get anything off the ground. Nothing got greenlit.
But see, the thing about LA, and that's why I be like, when people are like bored in LA, right? You just go to work and go home.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to. You like just by saying you're a producer
Yep.
gets you indoors. You pop in.
Yep, you can
That's
hang out
it.
in the right places. But you gotta have some little bit of scratch. You gotta have some capital to.
I mean, a little bit, but I did a lot of that broke.
Oh yeah, you could,
But like it's all how you're trying to get things done.
yeah,
But I think what happened? When I first got back to LA, we were trying to help my homeboy. He wanted to be a model, and
okay,
I still remember that. Like people think it's kind of like I ain't gonna say but I remember we went to Ford Models, Wilhelmina Models. We went to all the top modeling agencies just to like try out. You know what I'm saying? And like people were like, "Dang, you went out to all of them?" I was like, "Yeah, I know where their offices at."
did he get anything?
I don't know. He was trying to be a black model.
Yeah. See,
Like,
the problem with Hollywood is that if you don't have some capital, you can go broke in
oh,
these places. I mean, like,
yes,
obviously, if you're going to be in the right place, I mean, if you're going to claim to be, if you're going to try to be a producer, you got to look the part, right?
you got to look the part. You got to be ready to play the game.
Yeah. So yeah, you have to look the part, which includes, I mean, I don't know about today because car culture is not as strong as it was back then. But back in the 1990s, it really mattered what you drove, right? Because
Yeah, I get
people would
that.
see it, right? And not
Yeah,
not nowadays, dude. Nowadays, people arrive in Ubers all the time, right?
yep,
It happens all the time. Okay, so you can get away with not even having a car nowadays,
true.
and it works, right? Back then, you couldn't, right? You either had to have the right vehicle or you had to park far. Okay,
Right.
one of the two
I was
things,
a
right?
park
Wasn't
car
an
person,
Uber.
Right, and
but I have
so
ran into people where I was like, "Oh shit, he driving that? Oh, he's serious." So I get
yeah,
exactly what you're saying.
yeah, so you had to get the right car. Number one, number
But
two,
also, a lot of times that ain't true. Cause I used to be around people that ain't produced nothing, but were trust fund babies and like people who just came from money.
yeah,
Where it's like, I still remember like, oh my God, it's so stupid. I remember my homeboy had a Benz truck, and I will never forget this day. You know, he's Middle Eastern. I remember he went and bought cigarettes and put five on, on the pump. And
okay,
I was just like, that's so ignorant that you did that. But
yeah,
that's how we was living.
yeah,
You know, like,
I
yeah, he
mean,
had the car, but he didn't have the money. Like,
yep,
and if he and the money that he had, we was spending it stupidly.
yep, yeah. So you had to have the right car, um, and everything was valet back then, so everyone would see it, right?
Yeah,
And then you also you had to dress right for the place you were at, right?
true.
The right watch, which I mean that's why I'm so into that kind of stuff. I mean, like you had the right watch. Back then, I wore a bit more jewelry than I do now,
Hmm.
and so like you know, when we smoked everywhere back then, right?
Oh yeah,
So for me, I had the good lighter and the whole deal, right? And then you had to be able, and everybody was falling over themselves to grab the check. Okay, so back then, right, when the bill came, we all fought for that suck. I mean, everybody wanted to pay, right?
mm,
And you had to be ready to pay because you couldn't be just that guy who was trying to reach for it and expecting someone else to grab it instead, right? Because you might actually get it, right?
right.
And you can tell if somebody is reaching for it and doesn't want it. You know, they're just trying to be able to try to get in there and hope, you know it, right? So everyone was trying to pay all the time, right?
Mm,
So you had to have, and if you were getting all this off of credit cards, which you could, right? But if you didn't have money coming in to pay, I mean, like people were going to deep debt. Just, I guess it's today called fronting.
Yep.
Yeah. And, and some of these guys who were producers, they're just trying to be in the right place at the right time at all times, because you could stumble into something positive. If
True.
you can be in the right place at the right time, something could happen for you. And so a lot of these guys were just spending their money, hoping to be in the right place at the right time to cash in.
But the thing about it is like, man, think about how many, like, because it's an odds game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, think about how many people who was out there, but then think about how many people actually made it.
Yeah. Oh, there's so many people who ended up running back to whatever state they came from, tail tucked between their legs, with a mountain of credit card debt.
Yeah.
It happens. Right? People getting their cars repoed. I mean, like, I saw my share of that back then.
Or just go and next thing you know, you see him working at the Starbucks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Waiting tables.
Sure, that's happened to me.
It happens all the time.
The only thing is, like, you don't have to stop. You got to just keep reinventing yourself.
Yeah.
Because I think that's what I've noticed about a lot of people. Like, even like a lot of people that I came up with. If either they made it, because I know a couple of people who made it, or they went back, like how you said, they got a job and they're still trying to do the same thing. Or in my case, have to get a job, but I'm reinventing myself, because it's like, why stop? You know what I'm saying? I can eventually make it. It's just, I'm not going to make it doing it the way I was doing it back then. Like, nah, I'm not at open mics. I'm not at every event. I'm not at every comedy show. I'm not at every improv event. I'm not at every club. I'm not doing that no more.
But but the thing is that, I mean, just being out there, the networking is pretty potent. Picture this, okay? So Raymond, imagine you get that $1 million, right? You get $1 million. You break off quarter of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, $250,000. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
if you could acquire low-cost rentals in the middle of this country for $100,000 each. Okay.
Yeah.
But you have to put $25,000 down per property, right?
Right.
With $250,000, how many could you buy?
10.
10. Okay. So let's say those 10 properties, after all expenses, have a positive cash flow going your way of $800 a month each.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How much is that for you?
$8,000.
$8,000 a month. Okay. $8,000 a month in essentially residual income, passive income. You have a property manager. You've already factored in repairs. The principal, interest, taxes, insurance, which is the primary housing payment, is covered. Okay. And is coming from government money because you've Section 8'd it.
Right.
So you're guaranteed. Okay. So you got $8,000 of positive money coming in every month just from that. Okay. That's just from $250 of the $1 million. There's still $750 left for you. You can do it again with another 10. Right?
Right.
Collect another. Now you're at 16. Okay. You're at 16. And now the other 800, the other 500,000, okay, you can spread it out conservatively, do whatever you want. Just got to beat inflation. Okay. Or you can put another 250 and take that number up to 24,000 a month. Right? You still have 250 that you can spread conservatively. Right? You're safe investing those properties because the 750 that you put in is still yours in equity. So you have 750 in equity sitting in those properties, right? And they're all appreciating and they're all earning for you. And you have $250,000 that you're putting in somewhere relatively liquid in case you need to tap it, right? So you're at 24 grand a month, okay? At which point, if you really wanted to, now you can just hang out as a producer, network, eat in the right places, work out in the right places, hang out in the right places, meet people. Okay. Like, okay, so if I had the ability to hang out like that all day long in the right places, that eventually I'll end up giving financial advice to the right guy. and all of a sudden they're going to introduce me to all their friends, right?
Right.
Okay, it's going to happen if you're there long enough and you know the right things. So you just
Mm,
when you connect with them, you got to be able to say something that catches their attention that they don't get from other people.
mm,
And we all three know because the some of the people that I deal with, there are people out there with money who don't understand the tax game.
true.
Just because you make good money doesn't mean you understand how to manipulate the game in your favor.
You need to manipulate the game.
Okay, just because you're making good W-2 money doesn't mean you know anything about real estate, right? So, I mean, if I hang out long enough in any one place, I'll get some dude who's gonna say, "Oh my God, you got to meet this guy," and all of a sudden you're off and running,
Right.
right? 24 grand a month, positive cash flow coming in, acquiring more properties to get depreciation. So you take some of those suckers and let's pick up some short term property rental so that way we can get some bonus depreciation going, right?
Right.
Get some equipment so we can get more got to diminish those taxes, right?
Yeah.
Create some content so you can write it so you can expense everything else.
Yep. That's what I was thinking. I was like, man, I create some content with these hoes and see if I can use that as a depreciating asset, write them off on my taxes, man.
You know what you got to
Well,
do
not
though?
me, but for the players.
Well, no, you got to create some sort of skit character out of that,
Oh, me?
dude.
You know what?
Dude, we can create a Raylo skit character who is that. You are a pimp and a financial guru at the same time.
But this is the thing. I feel like, and this has been my goal for 2025, because I did like I'm gonna work on it for investing in culture. I'm gonna do commercials this year,
Okay.
and I'm gonna use my humor to sell everything this year. So I'm with it. If I have to be the pimp financial advisor, but actually put you on game, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
We
call
dude, we sh-
1-800 Raylo.
we should create a skit series where you're a pimp and a financial advisor and your clients are the girls in your stable.
Yeah,
Where basically um as they each give you your percentage, right? You're making sure that they're doing the right thing with theirs,
yeah,
right? And you gotta tell them, I mean, don't go blowing all that on booger sugar. You gotta get
yeah,
yourself some performing assets that can get you some bonus depreciation.
yeah. And then I look in the camera. I'll be like, hey, if these hoes can write off their hair and all this, you can do. Yeah,
I look forward to the episode where we go over Keyman Insurance.
yeah, man. I'm telling you, like. I had that thought like last week. I've already started in the works. Like, it's this year because I watched the Golden Girls. The Golden Girls have
Yeah,
a documentary.
did they really?
A documentary. I think it came. Well, I saw it on
Was
Thanksgiving.
it
I want to
dark?
say it came out on Thanksgiving, but I
Was
saw it on Thanksgiving.
was it a dark thing or was it?
No, it was good.
No, I mean, was it like the dark side of the Golden Girls? Like, what was it like?
It wasn't the dark side, but it did give you like insight.
Okay,
Like, what was the name? May Young.
who?
Is that her name? The most famous one, the one that lived the longest.
Oh, Betty White.
Betty White. I was about to call her May White. Betty White. She didn't like the one. I think not Blanche. Her name was Blanche. Was
The
the
Southern Belle.
yeah. That
Blanche
was
Devereaux.
the. You know, I didn't know all of them was promiscuous like that. So Blanche was the most promiscuous, but it was the leader.
Okay,
The
in real life, her name is Rue McClanahan. What?
wasn't Rue. She had beef with the leader.
Oh, you're talking about B. Arthur, the tall one.
Yes, she had a beef with her because I guess there's scenes where she would hit her on top of the head with like anything, right? And they talked about it was a couple times where Betty White was like, "Yo, some of them shits hurt," and they had a they would have it have it out. Where we was talking amongst each other. I was like, shit, I don't have a problem with her too. Hitting me on the head with that shit. Fuck that. We would have to fight.
Hold on. Okay, so
You find out that,
Betty
huh?
White, Rue McClanahan, B. Arthur, and Estelle Getty. That's the four of them.
I didn't know Estelle Getty was the youngest one
She's
of
the
all.
youngest one. Yes, she's the youngest one. She's
played
playing
the
B.
oldest.
Arthur's mother. Yeah.
Yeah, she. I didn't know she was the youngest.
What was her name
why did I?
in the show?
Huh?
Sophia.
Petrillo.
What was B. Arthur's character's name?
Dorothy
Dorothy. Okay.
Zorback or
Dorothy.
something.
And-
Zorback.
And Betty White was who?
Rose Nyland.
Okay.
Yeah, she was Rose. All
And
right,
you have to
wait.
Blanche
Before I forget,
Devereaux.
because it was the reason why I brought this up. So, the reason why I brought it up, right? They talked about what's her name, Estelle,
The young one.
They talked about her. They said that she had a comedic timing that was God given, and as you're watching it, I had to stop and you
She's
know
fine.
what, if just knowing what comedic timing is, it was God given because it was a lot of times the way she would react or the face that she would make was just perfect for whatever that was going on because that was a really I didn't I looked at it as a big show,
It was big.
but the documentary made you realize how big it really was.
Yeah, it was a cultural
I'm
touchstone.
I'm coming to it as a heterosexual male watching it. I didn't know that
Who else watched
it had a big LGBT fan base.
It did. Why was that again? What wasn't one of
them were gay.
one of the sons.
The brother was gay.
Really gay in life, real life, wasn't that?
No, not in real
the
life.
character. So
but in the
brother,
show,
the brother of who?
Blanche had a brother that was gay,
Blanche's brother was gay. Yeah, okay.
and they had an episode where she accepted
It's a
him.
very special episode of the Golden Girls.
Yes, it was a very special episode. But I when the Golden Girls was on, it wasn't primetime television. It was more of I don't even I can't even explain how it used to come on. But I used to see it. So
Well, you used
now
to see
going
it
back.
Okay, so you used to see it in reruns.
Yeah, I saw reruns.
'Cause
I
you were
probably
born-
saw a couple new episodes
Wait,
because
you were born what year?
I was born in '87.
Quentin, what year did it run from?
It didn't stop till I think '92 or something like that.
Did it go that long?
I think it said it went 7 seasons. Probably more. I think it was either 7 or 10.
Yeah, it did last quite a bit.
September 14th, 1985 to May 9th, 92.
Okay.
Yeah, it lasted a while. I remember seeing I don't even know which ones was new, but I remember watching the Golden Girls.
Okay.
But
wait, you were born what year were you born again? You were
87.
Born 87. Okay, so you would have been 5 when it ended.
I would have been 5 when it was ended, but that was always on TV.
Yeah.
Even right now, it's still on TV. And I ain't gonna front. If you catch me in a good day, I might watch the Golden Girls. I ain't gonna front.
Where would you find that now? What, on TV Land?
Probably A&E.
No,
You might find it on Pluto or Tubi because they be having channels dedicated to shows like that.
There's a station called TV Land that broadcasts all the 80s shows.
Yeah.
I think you'd find it there.
Right. I mean, but why I brought it up is because I talked to one of my friends and I was like, is comedic timing a God-given gift?
I think it is.
This is one of my friends who used to always say I should be a comedian. And he was like, yes, it's a God-given gift. I was like, you think I got that gift? He was like, yes, you have that gift. I was like, I'm going to stop not using this gift. I'm going to have to use this gift. And that's why I was like, I'll do commercials to sell stuff right now.
Yeah.
And wherever it takes me, I'll let it go.
Hey, Armand's got a commercial idea.
I'll do that.
Tom
Where I'm a pimp?
Tom Vu.
Oh, man. I had this idea. Where, okay, so for our Digenet commercials, because so we need to I want to add we need to, when outside of one of these sessions, we got to sit down and flesh out what our course offering is, how we're gonna, our community offering. But I had this idea where where we do Digenet commercials as like frame by frame recreations of Tom Vu commercials.
Oh yeah.
If you remember Tom Vu from the 80s, right? Tom Vu was
Yeah.
that Vietnamese dude who, okay, so, and let's talk about this. Okay, so it's running a bit late, but we'll talk about this real quick. Tom Vu, if he was launching his business for the first time today, okay, the business itself would have to be modified a bit, but he could go crazy online. I mean, like he would be a social media juggernaut.
Yeah.
Okay.
He'll be like he'll be YouTube ads, Facebook ads. You know, now they have Tubi and like, you know, you can do ads on some of these streaming
He'd
platforms.
be everywhere.
He'll have
He'd
ads on
kick
streaming
butt.
platforms.
Dude, he would kick butt. So I mean, I loved his ads. I mean, there's one of my favorite ones. I can see them in my mind's eye, right? Tom Vu he's got this Rolls Royce Corniche convertible, right?
Mhm.
Remember, this is firmly in the 80s.
Dude, I got the one with the boat.
And he's sitting there, and the convertible's parked in front of like some kind of like a brick colonial looking house. It's here in California.
Mhm.
And he's sitting there, and he's got the girls around him, right? And he's telling you that, I mean, like, you know, he's telling you how did he get all his money, and he asks you, like, there's a house. He asks you, do you think this is a hotel? No, this is my house. That's what he says, right? But of course, he says it with this crazy heavy Vietnamese accent, which
Right.
I'm not sure if I should do it here because I'm sure to be canceled if I do it, right? But he's like, should I do it?
Yeah.
Should I
You
do it?
want the real Tom Vu, man?
No, he says something like, "You think this hotel? This my house?" And then he'll tell you, "I'm rich. You're broke. Come to my seminar." Right? That's his that's his whole thing. He'll tell you how broke you are and how rich he is. Come to his seminar so you can understand how to become wealthy. And Tom Vu's, so what he did for a living is he taught you how to make money essentially from I believe it's tax sales. He showed you how to go to the courthouse steps, okay, and basically buy properties for what they're owed in back taxes to the state. Okay, so when a property behind his taxes and they end up selling it, and it really is literally the courthouse steps. They go in the auction and you'll bid on these properties to pay the back tax, and you'll acquire them. That's what he was promoting. Now, in the 80s, to get that information, you would have to do a lot of legwork. You have to go and figure out the processes, right? Today, you can just go online and get all the information you need. That didn't exist back then. So to learn how to do that, you want to buy Tom Vu's classes, and he sold them. He it's like that plastic clamshell with all the freaking cassette tapes inside that. This is before CDs, people. So you open it up, and there's a bunch of cassette tapes. If you buy the higher end one, it's videotapes. Right? He had these big ass seminars, and he's a Southern California guy, right? So you can go to the Anaheim Convention Center, and there's Tom Vu right now running up to the stage, high fiving everybody as he goes along, right? And yeah, all his commercials were telling you that you're sitting on the couch. It's 3 and you only see his commercials at like 12 midnight, 1 in the morning, right?
Yeah.
And he's praying. See, he understands targeting markets, right? Mm-hmm. He wants to sell that. He's selling a dream. Anytime you're selling anything, you're selling a dream, right? Our fitness course, we're selling the dream of being in better shape than you are, right? In our business courses, we're selling the dream of financial freedom through entrepreneurship, right? You're selling the dream of being your own boss, right? You're selling the American dream is what you're selling, right? Tom Vu's selling the same thing, right? But he's showing you a little Vietnamese immigrant who speaks horrible English, but he can achieve it. Why are you sitting on the couch at 2 a.m. with your hand in your pants? Like eating like extra chips you found on your stomach. Why are you doing that, right? When this dude is rolling in it.
Right.
Okay. There's commercials of him on a boat, once again with the bikini clad women. There's a commercial of him on a helicopter. Right? There's him in this Rolls Royce sitting there. I mean, like, there's a few of these, and they're awesome. I'm thinking about being the new Tom Vu.
You should. I mean, but see that it can go all types of way. Like I don't have to be do a Jamaican accent, because everybody's gonna be like that's fake.
Yeah.
But I can talk super, and once again, I lack for better words. I can talk real niggerish, and,
Can you?
and be like, "Look, homie, you ain't getting no paper, and you don't know how to do no tax write-offs. You need to holler at me." Like, if you waiting on her to give you half her tax money, and you've been sitting on the couch this whole year, and you don't know how to do your taxes, yo, holla at your boy. I
Wow.
got you. You
You're
can take her
speaking to
tax money and yours.
You're speaking to a very specific demographic there.
I'm speaking to a real specific demographic. You know what I'm saying? But it will work.
Raymond, we're gonna call that Ebonics, or we're gonna call that urban vernacular.
Somebody's
Okay, we'll
sitting
call
on
it
the
urban
couch waiting for
vernacular.
half
I
his
think
girl's
that's a
tax
lot
money.
better.
So you're talking to a guy sitting on the couch waiting for half his girl's tax money.
Yeah, because some people you wait because there's people who's waiting on they waiting on this girl taxes. I'm telling you, you think I'm joking? It's some real
Super
shit right
specific.
now. Real specific. It's somebody waiting on somebody who got a couple kids to get her tax money. And when she get her tax money, she gonna buy some shoes for this dude. You might buy him a PlayStation. Why wait?
Oh
You
my
can go
God.
get your own PlayStation and take her money too.
Oh my God.
Like
Yeah.
that should be the whole premise of it. Why wait? You can get your taxes and hers too. Shit, she can claim you as a dependent. No.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay.
Speak to the demographic. We can
Okay.
even go get an actor to talk to white people.
You've been hanging around me a little bit too long now.
But see, that's what I'm saying. We can. I'm with this shit now.
Okay.
I'm telling you, the Golden Girls documentary woke me up. I can't. I gotta use my comedic timing. I'm already using it in a podcasting space, but now I gotta use it to sell some shit.
There you go. And I mean, that's our next venture. I mean, like running ads for sell our stuff. I mean, like, it's the best way to get stuff out there.
Yep.
A lot of people are afraid of ads, right? And they're afraid of spending the money. When somebody's afraid of something, what are they really afraid of? They're afraid of failure.
Failure.
Yeah. And the reality is that fear of failure stops them from even trying.
But
But
in this scenario, you can never fail because it can become a write-off.
yes. Well, remember,
You can write some of it off.
Remember, write-offs are not the end-all be-all, because the reality is this, okay? And this is where this is why the write-offs have to be strategic, right? I see people who just say, yeah, man, I can spend that as a tax write-off. People don't, when people say that, a lot of times they don't fully understand what a tax write-off is, right? They think that by spending this money, they're not going to have to pay. I mean, like they think that, okay, if I'm going to pay $10,000 in taxes here, by spending this, I make that number smaller. But it does, but not the way they think, right? Tax write-offs diminish your taxable income, right? And by diminishing taxable income, you diminish the tax that goes along with it, right? So spending $100,000 on a Escalade, which you can use to create bonus depreciation of 80,000, and diminish your taxable income by 80. What you're really the tax that you're getting, benefit you're getting from that is, and let's generalize it, let's call it 25%, is 25% of that 80. So divide 80 by 4. That's the amount of taxes you're helping diminish. See, so if you spent cash for that Escalade, let's say you spend $100,000 on it to buy it, and you get to expense, you have to get a depreciation expense of $80,000, right? You spent $100,000 cash out of pocket to get a $20,000 tax break. See, that doesn't make sense. Okay, to spend 100 to get a $20,000 tax break makes no sense. Okay, but you can treat that a little bit differently and have it make sense. If you could, let's say you have crazy good credit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you put 10,000? Can you put 10% down on the car to buy it?
Yeah.
With some credit, you can put 0% down. Okay, depending on your credit level, right? But let's say you put 10% down. 10% down on a $100,000 vehicle. It's $10,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
You put down $10,000. You get this vehicle, which you get $80,000 of depreciation out of, in order to save $20,000 in taxes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's say, now how much is a brand new Escalade? Top of the line,
150.
150, right? That same vehicle 4 years later, it's about 100.
Yeah, probably
Right?
less.
Maybe even less. So what you're looking for is you're looking for a vehicle that has gone through the bulk of its initial depreciation. So buy yourself a 3-ish year old Escalade. It's gone through enough depreciation that if you were to sell it 5 months from then, you wouldn't take that big of a hit.
Because it's already depreciated.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Okay, so you're putting $10,000 down in this vehicle in order to get an $80,000 depreciation expense to save $20,000 in taxes, roughly, depending on your tax bracket. Okay, makes sense. So now you have this vehicle that you put $10,000 down on, or in some cases, zero, if your credit's good enough. Okay, or you trade it in something else, right? And of course, since you're trading it in for the car, you're getting a much higher trading value than you get if you sold it on the street, right? So now, essentially, with almost no money out of pocket, you're saving 20 grand. Yes, you have a car payment. Okay, but let's say that a year of that car payment comes up to equal the amount of money you saved in tax. Would you rather give that 20 grand to the IRS? Or would you rather have that 20 grand cover your car costs for a year? Right? You're either going to give it to them or you're going to spend it on yourself. Either way,
why not spend it on yourself?
You're in the same boat at the end of that year. I mean, like you're back to zero. I'd rather be back to zero after enjoying an Escalade for a year for myself. Okay, and then what do you do next year? You use it to trade in for something way more expensive, so you're going to break the next year. You keep rolling that as a trade-in for your next purchase, which you can expense again. Not expense. You're creating a depreciation expense. Keep rolling it to the next one. I'm sure that there's a little bit of a step you got to take to make sure that that this stays compliant, right? But yeah, that's what you can do, right? But as long as you know what you're doing, you get. I mean, there's people out there every day, every April, just giving it to the government when they could be using it for themselves.
It might, it may be that time we might have to run these commercials immediately and just focus on the whole tax element of it.
You have to be careful with that, though. There's, you have to run it in a different way, but you have to phrase it like you can phrase it like where you can't necessarily say that's what you're marketing.
Oh no.
Okay, because in order to give tax,
we just talk about you don't know how to do tax write-offs. Let me show you how to do.
Well, no, remember, in order to do that, you have to have certain things you have to be licensed for to be able to market.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Get it.
But you can say stuff like you're not maximizing your company's profit. Okay. You think, are you successful in business? You think you're keeping as much as you possibly can. You're leaving millions on the table. Okay. You are putting money in somebody else's pocket that could be in yours. Call me and find out more, or click the button, find out more. Right. And in something like this, you've got to provide them with a link to free information. Okay, because you're driving for a phone call to close this. Right. So if I was going to sell this kind of strategy to somebody, it's very personalized. I got to sit down, talk to them, figure out what they're paying, what I can do to save them their money, change their mindset. Okay, this isn't some couple $100 thing, right? This is going to mean like if somebody could move things around. So let's say that you can go from owing the government $5,000 every April to owing them nothing every April. You're not getting any money back, but you're not being forced to come out with five. Okay, and that's gonna go for the rest of your life with the information you're understanding now from this process. How much is that worth to you? How much is it worth to you to save $5,000 every year? Right, and that's a person who makes like 70. That's how much you're probably paying extra, right? How much is that worth then to pay for that knowledge? Is it worth $3,000 to learn that? To use yourself every year? In the first year alone, you get that back. Is it worth $5,000? So in that first year alone, you break even on the information.
And you got $5,000 every year after that.
Yeah. See, but in order to sell something for $5,000 or more, you're not going to be able to just have them slap a credit card down based on the value video. They're going to have to see a free informational video. So it is a value video still, but it's a value video that leads to a phone call. So it's a value video that answers a lot of good questions, but makes you ask a bunch more. Then leads to an onboarding phone call where now you get an idea who they are. Can I help this guy? What can I? So if it's some guy who the most I'm going to save him is a couple $100, no, he's not. It's not worth it for him. Well, it could be worth it for him, but he's not going to feel that way, right? So you get him on the phone and you find out, oh yeah, this guy's paying in 5 or 10 extra grand, and in the reality, I mean, like after he does all this stuff, instead of paying in 5 or 10, he'd be getting back 5 or 10. That's definitely worth $5,000, right? And that's the process. I mean, like, but you got to put it in such a way that that's not what it's about. I mean, like you can say, are you leaving money on the table? Are you maximizing the benefits of your business? Can you get more out of it? Okay. You have to are you implementing a tax strategy? You can actually say that, right? But as long as you're not telling people that you're going to give them a tax strategy, are you implementing a proper tax strategy? You're not saying I'm going to sell you a tax strategy. So it's about how you phrase things, right? Now you get him into a free informational video that leads to, of course, they gave an email address to you. Now your email marketing can be more blunt. Okay, because we don't have to worry about AdSense, about what's it called, about Meta and their rules anymore. Once you get their email, your email marketing campaign could be a lot more blunt. Okay, that's how you go about it, right? Yeah, but what is it worth to a person to understand how to get immediate benefit from their company now? What's it worth to them in from the same consultant to getting their LLCs tuned up or established in the first place? Okay, what's it worth to them to take that a step further and achieve, potentially, if they're in the right place, instantly $150,000 in corporate funding at 0% interest, right? All these things are what we deal with, right? And what's it worth for them to be shown a couple examples of what they can do with that money to earn more money that will force them to look for more tax breaks, right? It's that vicious cycle. You start with trying to save some money on taxes, and all of a sudden you're making money with it. And now you got to find way more ways to save because now you're making more money. There's more taxes.
It's a position to be in.
You just don't want to be that person who says, man, I don't want to make more money because that means I got to pay more taxes. That's stupid. Right? Anyway, yeah, there we go.
Don't be dumb, y'all.
Yeah, don't be dumb. You think this hotel? Yeah, so that's the way to roll with it. Anyway, I think it's about time that we call this one a night. Yep. Raymond has switched headsets several times in this call.
Man, I had the dedication, man. I had to come and spread this message today.
Dude, are those prescription that you're wearing? They're not, are they?
No.
For some reason, they look like Coke bottle thick. Quentin, what do you think? Did they look like at the
They
right
do.
angle? You know what it is? It's the reflection of the light off them that make them look Coke
It
bottle
is.
thick.
It is. That's why, like, I would prefer not to wear them because I've been noticing that in the editing.
Know who you look like?
Actually, huh?
Know who you look like?
Who?
Do you remember Bad Boys?
Oh, John Sally and Devil Ways.
Yeah, the guy, their tech guy. Remember
Yeah,
they
it was John
John
Sally.
Sally,
was he? Yeah, the real tall dude. They bring him
Yeah,
out. He's
yeah,
got.
yeah.
the basketball player.
Oh, is that okay?
Basketball player.
That's who you're reminding me of right now.
Yeah, I, man, it's all good, but you know what? It just goes to show that these meta glasses have a lot of uses, man. Like people be like, I was just telling my auntie about them. She was like, "How much they cost?" I told her, and she was like, "What do they do?" And you'll be amazed. I just did a
Well,
podcast
they
with as a speaker.
they got uses, but they're crappy as a mic. I'll tell you that much.
No, no, no. It's because he's the first generation.
Okay, so the new ones are better.
Now, like I got one of my coworker got him, and he be on me. He be like, "Where your metas at, Ray?" Like this is literally the way he tells me, "Where your metas at, Ray?" I don't feel like wearing them. Man,
Wait,
you
so
ain't man. Let me take your metas because you not putting them to good use. He got the new generation. He be talking on the phone and all types of stuff.
those are metas, but are they Ray Bans or they're not?
They Ray-Ban metas.
They're Ray Ban metas. Okay, so the Ray Bans, so they give you good speakers. So the sound you can hear the sound really well.
The sound comes in through good. I don't like those headphones. I don't use those headphones.
So the sound originates from the temple thing, right? So
Yeah.
there's nothing in your ear. You can actually, if I was standing next to you, could I hear it?
Now this is a little test for it, right? Because I got it low. When I had it up a lot higher, can you hear it now? Can you hear it through the speaker?
Can I hear it through the speaker? Let me see. No, not really. Nope, I
No,
can't
you don't
hear
hear
it.
it through the feedback?
No, not really. No.
Okay. I was scared that you could earlier,
Okay.
but not really. I don't ever hear anybody like you- I can say this because my girlfriend is I get on her nerves with this. She'll be talking to me and I'll be having these on and I'm watching or listening to something. And it isn't until I'm like meta pause and I have to stop and be like, what were you talking to me about? That's an ongoing thing now.
Dude,
Ever since
so
I got these.
do those things have a heads up display? I mean, okay, so I know that you can use it to talk. There's a camera built in. Is there a heads up display that you can see stuff on the lenses or no?
No, but I think when that happens, because they do have AR glasses, those are the augmented reality
Yeah,
glasses.
they're annoying.
That's coming. I feel when the AR glasses come, that's when the translation feature on this, because it's you can translate on these, but it's slow.
Okay.
That's when it's gonna speed up. Because
See,
all I need to be able to see is when somebody talks to me and it translates and tells me what they're saying, it's on.
what's freaky about AR glasses, and I've seen them before. I've used them, right?
Mhm.
I was in the Apple store using their version, right? What's
Yeah,
crazy is that, and Quentin, I don't know if you've ever seen this. You can't see through, so they're actually more of a like a full-on glasses headset. They're thick, right?
yeah.
They have cameras facing forward, right? And
Hmm.
there's a camera inside. Okay.
Uh,
So what happens is this: is that you can see a person's eyes in the front, but that's not seeing through them to see their eyes. That's a projection of their eyes onto the screen on the front.
oh, really?
Yeah. So when you're using to walk around and look, the glasses, I mean, the actual glasses are solid. You can't see. If you turn them off, you couldn't see through them. Turn them on, the
Oh,
cameras are on there, and the cameras are so what you're seeing on the inside is a screen that the cameras are
mhm.
showing you. That's how they work.
Now I seen my guy Palmer Lucky because that's actually where I learned about AR glasses. I mean, I know it's a thing, but when I saw him do this, I was like, oh, it really is a thing. He told us what kind of glasses there are. These glasses from a company called Even Realities,
Okay.
where he did a TED talk, and you can see him during the TED talk. You can just see whatever it was, like a teleprompter. You can see it in the glasses where you're like, as I was watching it and not knowing what it was, I was like, what the fuck is that? Like,
Okay, so
and why is
those
he
are a little bit different then. So they got to be a different style.
yeah. But it it made him look like a fucking supervillain. Like, I'm watching it, I'm like, why does he keep, because he's not staring at the crowd. It's like he's staring up. Like,
Where
you remember like how the Water Boy's dad was looking? He looked like that.
were the glasses huge or were they about this? They look regular.
They were the regular, they're smaller than these.
Hmm.
But you could see the green in them, and you could tell he's reading something, because like I said, he looked like the Water Boy's dad.
Yeah.
He kept just looking up where it was like, what is going on? And then later on, there was like, oh, like people in the comments was like, oh, he got them AR glasses on.
That's
And
interesting.
then he had another interview where he was like, yeah, these are AR glasses from Even Realities.
Okay, that's an interesting fact. Okay, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Good. So there's our tech moment for today, but I think that'll be it. So we got off to a rocky start, but everything came out right in the end.
Yep. It's gonna be better next week. I'm already looking. I'm about to give me some new speakers.
New speakers for you. Yep.
Yep.
There we go. So yeah, but I'm loving that look, man. Your look is evolving every day. I'm liking it.
Thank you very much.
Loving it. Okay, so there we go. So that's going to do it for us tonight. So once again, thank you guys for watching Digenet Podcast. I'm Armand.
It's your boy Raylo.
Jada Mir.
There we go. Thank you guys for being here, and we'll see you in the next one.